Hey, this is Ross Bain with Role Playing Public Radio. We're playing Blue Planet, run by the game's creator himself, Jeff Barber.
Also, woo!
Yes, thank you for cutting down his rings up, Jeff. And the scenario I think it's called Natural Law, but it's okay. So Jeff has given us some material. So I don't know how to pronounce this first word. Bostrand. The name frightens even the most hardened criminals. Bostrand means evil beach. And only the most unredeemable criminals are sent to this dangerous penal colony. If looks could kill, the GFO officers in the back of the prison transport would be stone-cold corpses. On the other hand, if the officers had their choice, they would simply dump their convict cargo in the ocean and head home. Instead, they have the thankless duty of shuttling a jump craft full of prisoners to one of the nastiest places on Poseidon. A thump, then a rending sound from the starboard fans.
Oh, we'll pass around.
Oh, sorry. Oh, it's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. A thump, then a rending sound from the starboard fans. An alarm sounds from the cockpit, and emergency lights flash on. The jump craft plunges hard to the right and loses altitude in a stomach-lurching dive. The pilot yells something over the comms, but her voice is lost in the wail of failing motors and the sound of your own screams.
Darkness, punctuated by sharp stabs of pain. Sounds, too. Birds and waves. Water laps around your legs. Well, you decide, I hurt too much to be dead. You open your eyes, spit sand from your mouth, and force yourself upright. Bright afternoon sun causes you to groan and shield your face as you look around. A long stretch of white beach, steep jungle-covered sea cliffs, and an infinity of blue ocean. Damn the pilot anyway, but at least she crashed close to shore. You wonder if she made it.
Up and down the beach, there are a few others from the transport. Some are moving slowly about, others will never move again. As you crawl to your feet, you try hard to forget everything you ever heard about survival odds in the wilds of Poseidon. All right, so we will hand out characters at random. So you can't blame me when things go around.
Pick a sheet, any sheet, doesn't matter which sheet. All right.
And if you flip your sheet that you just read from over, there are descriptions of the potential characters for this game. So you should probably read those aloud as well, so that folks know.
All right, I'll start
Where we're starting. Actually, let's do this. Who's got Brian Flanagan?
That would be me.
Then you read first.
This is Sean. Brian Flanagan. Flanagan is a GEO deputy marshal, but a newcomer to Poseidon. On planet only a few weeks and newly assigned to the West Cape Extension Office. The marshal assumed this prisoner transfer would be a milk run. Well, he was wrong. Dead wrong. The young marshal is about to get his first real taste of life on the water world.
And then it doesn't matter which order.
Okay. I am playing Dmitry Fusilov. Enforcement, extortion, even murder. They're all Fusilov has ever known working for the Gorchov family. And frankly, they're all he's ever been good at. Hell, half of the guys he knows on Poseidon are now on the Strand. So Dmitry figures his arrival will be sort of a homecoming. Besides, it will all be worth it if he can get a crack at that smug-ass marshal before the trip is over.
Son of a bitch.
Archibald Twink. Twink is a deviant sociopath with delusions of persecution and dreams of vengeance. He is a computer programmer and technician of rare ability and has sold his skills to anyone that would pay the price. His last job involved hacking life support of a GEO facility and cost 23 innocent lives. Given a chance, both Flanagan and Maru would be half willing to dump his carcass in the sea. Archie's biggest worry, however, is that during the trial his real name came out, and now no one calls him the Weasel anymore. This, even over being sent to Bostrand, is what has the twisted little man the most upset.
All right, so if you are a prisoner, please hold up your hands like this.
Awesome.
Flip them like that. There you go.
Okay.
So basically, the two prisoner PCs are being bound.
I was not told this would be alive.
Right, so if this is some sort of trigger thing, please speak now. It's supposed to be hair scrunchies. I felt were the least threatening of manacles.
That's a good call. Yeah.
So it is simply to remind you of your status as you drag yourself out of the surf. You are wearing soaking wet plastic fiber, bright orange GEO prisoner jumpsuits. They say GEO on the front with a big barcode and GEO across the back with a big barcode. And you are in manacles that are very secure. industrial bioplastic. You're coughing, spitting up sand. You come up to your knees, look around. You see an orange jumpsuit disappear into the woods. And you see these two guys kind of dragging themselves upright in the sand nearby. And you see a couple other bodies just kind of rolling back and forth in the waves on the edge of the shore.
Okay, I'm guessing I am armed.
You have what's on the back of your sheet.
Yep.
Each of you has what's on the back of your sheet and nothing else.
I immediately start pulling and look at the two guys who are easier to control. Address them by number. Because
you also know their names.
I know, but they're prisoners. Address them by number and insist that they go lay down right there.
43 and 67.
Okay.
Why? Does he have any visible weapons on him?
He has a pistol.
Okay.
Whether he pulls it or not is up to him.
Oh, I drew. I fucking drew.
Okay.
Because
He's got what's known as a GEO Peacemaker. It's a multi-ammo. It's a multi-ammo cylinder. So you've got various types of ammunition that you can use on command.
so basically, both of you over there on your knees, hands forward.
Yeah.
Right
I
now,
got it.
I need to check up these other people. If you move, I will shoot you.
Look, let's be reasonable here. I'll help you.
By way of a little background, the Gorbachev family is can trace their lineage essentially to the Russian mafia.
Okay.
And they are the organized crime syndicate on the colony world. So you are heavily connected.
Yeah.
You are upper level management.
upper level, okay.
And well, not top level, but you're a well-made man.
Okay. A bad man.
And so you have a lot of sway, both politically, but in the underworld as well.
Look, let's be reasonable. I'll help you bring.
Help me by sitting perfectly still. I need to check on these two guys, see if they're dead. If you see somebody approaching this,
I brush over to help that person.
You hear screams, and they're cut off in a gurgle from up in the woods where the fellow disappeared into the trees.
No need to look for that one. I'd say things are getting easier.
I know first aid. I can help.
you stay perfectly still, okay? I'm going to try to, wade out a little bit. Are the guys in the water gone, or?
They're dead.
Okay. I'm guessing I don't have any kind of communicator on me or anything like that, or?
You've got what's on your sheet.
All right.
Looks like their meat.
So wait, the gas beam came from the forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
As I said, you saw an orange jumpsuit disappear into the brush at the top of the dune, and a few moments later you heard a gargled scream cut off.
So I'm guessing we probably have no signal out in this area, so my biomods are not going to have anything to uplink to.
Generally, your communications gear works off of satellites, so as long as the weather's okay and there's satellite coverage, you do have communications, but and you've got an uplink.
So I'll try to connect real quick. To report it?
You're getting the future equivalent of static, but a strange kind of static. Not some sort of lost signal, but go ahead and give me, what kind of tech skills do you have?
Let's see, I've got computers, mechanics, and remote operation.
Hey, give me a computers.
Okay, so let's roll 3 dice, was it?
So you roll your aptitude number of dice. So there's a little box at the top of tech skills. So that's the number of dice you get to roll. You can add your intelligence to this.
Okay.
So
my intellect is 0.
Okay, so what's your skill in computers?
1.
All right, you got a 10% chance.
Oh, Lordy. So just roll the 1 die?
Mm-hmm.
No!
Yeah, okay. You don't know why you're not getting a signal. You should be. You asked the gremlin aboard your comms gear to start running a diagnostic, but it's going to be a little while as it figures out why you can't get a signal through.
Curse on my breath, look around. It's looking like I've got 2 survivors to look after. So...
Wait, what about the man we just heard scream? Let's go help him.
He's probably dead.
No, maybe he was wounded. You wouldn't want another person to die on your watch.
Look around for any possible shelter on the shore. If I don't see any... okay, so this is the prison island, right?
This is not the prison island. You were only about halfway to Bostron when the hopper went down. You guess... now, obviously, you can't see this whole island. Maybe you saw it out the window during the crash. Maybe you got a look of it as you were approaching in the air. But you can assume that you're somewhere along this stretch of shore right here.
Okay, hyperventilate for a half a second. Let's just start getting my shit together. Then look at these two guys. Look at anything I can see of the wreckage out at sea bit.
Nope, there's nothing floating. There are a few bits of foam. You see a life ring, like a inflatable emergency life preserver, a PFD, just kind of bobbing back and forth in the swell at the end of the beach. There's just the bodies.
Basically, not a whole lot for any search party that may eventually come along to latch onto. Is there a higher point further in on the island?
Yeah, so if you look at these are contour lines, 50 meters each, so it does get relatively high. These are some exposed rocky outcrops above classic tropical jungle. The beach is bright white, extending as far as you can see in any direction. The forest is bright green and thick tropical vegetation. All of the training that you've received about survival on Poseidon is running through the back of your mind, especially when it comes to the various sort of deadly and predators and dangerous flora that inhabit these tropical regions. So
flip back and forth a few times, and somehow, just maybe if we're higher up, we can get a signal. I'm not getting a signal right now. Okay, 4367. We're going to find a trail. We'll walk past, see if maybe we can figure out what happened there.
What about the man who just screamed?
We'll go... Listen, we need to get to high ground. High ground is better.
He might be wounded, dying right now. It would look very bad on your report.
He'd still be making noise.
Maybe he's unconscious.
Maybe his throat's torn out.
We'll walk past there. Just keep an eye out.
Yeah.
And if you see anything, go to ground.
Oh, yes. Lead the way.
Lead the way, fearless leader.
You guys in front.
Oh, yeah.
You know how this goes.
I don't know.
It's nothing personal, but I just don't trust you behind me for some reason.
I've been arrested on false charges. I don't know how this works.
Trust me, you wouldn't have been on that transport for false charges.
It was a long trial. You have really good lawyers. They can get you off.
Hey, I didn't. Lawyer fucked me.
Doesn't matter how you got here. Just start walking.
Oh, yes, sir. We be walking.
So while he was looking around, was there a chance to pocket a rock or a sharp piece of metal or something like that?
Sure. Make you got sleight of hand.
What is that?
Under subterfuge.
Subterfuge. I do it. I have it at 1.
Okay.
I have it at
What's
3.
your aptitude for subterfuge skills?
3.
So you roll 3d10,
Okay.
and you can add your dexterity to that
Okay.
target.
All right.
I'll do the same
1.
thing.
So your dexterity is a 1, so you would add it to your subterfuge to your sleight of hand, and then roll that in order dice. So any die scores a 2 or lower is successful.
I get 2 successes.
All right, so you've got a shard of some sort of coral-like substance that's washed up on the beach.
Can I do the same thing?
Go ahead and make the same roll.
I have a 3 in sleight of hand.
Okay. And is that the skill is 3 or your oh right, so you can add your dexterity which is 0, so you're rolling a 3 on 3 dice because your aptitude is 3.
2 1s.
2 1s, yep.
Where was I?
You're still walking in front of me, asshole. So yeah.
So I'm going to assume that you either stuffed it up your sleeve or in the cuff of your sort of soft plastic slippers.
Sleeve.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, mine will be slipper.
Okay.
So
I've read stories like this. Eventually we're gonna have to work together and totally become best BFFs and family.
This is not a buddy cop movie. This is real life.
This is like one of them survival stories or whatever. I'm sure we'll be tonguing each other by the time this is over.
So you're going north or south along the beach?
Okay, so north is over here.
north is
I would say we're gonna go past where that guy went in and vanished, and then I'm gonna try to curve us to this high point.
where did we hear the yelling?
I was just up the beach from you. You remember if this was a movie, there would be sort of a montage of the alarm sounds in the aircraft, people yelling, hard cuts to people stumbling around inside the aircraft, hitting the water, everything going black. You coming up, taking a big breath, blowing the doors, dragging people out, trying to swim ashore with the lifeguard carry as these guys are manacled and can't really swim themselves.
Yeah.
Another guy you hear yelling in the water, you dive back in, drag him in. You're pretty heroic, of course.
That's kind of all the sheet.
There's only so many you could bring in, right?
Yeah.
Before the inevitabilities of being underwater take over.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm going to try
So
to.
those you saved, you clustered here, and the other bodies you dragged up that didn't make it are right here on this point.
Are there any other actual professionals with me, or am I
There was,
gone now?
yeah. Her name was Esther Maru. She was a Native Patrol woman, actually a Silva hybrid.
Okay. I guess I'm going to dress the whatever survivors are there.
It's just the three of you.
I'll just okay. So
Well, and then the guy that ran into the woods.
yeah, we're going to go past where prisoner number 88, I guess, prisoner 88 went, and see if maybe he didn't get vanished by weird wildlife on this messed up planet. I don't know. And basically it. We're going to go to the high ground. We might be able to get a signal there and get rescued. Unless you two just want to live here in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know. I don't think we have anything in common.
You're really going to harp on that movie thing, aren't you?
You mentioned the movie. I didn't say anything about the movie. I read
Do I
books.
know about Archibald's reputation?
My take on Archibald is he tells anybody to listen everything.
Okay.
Actually, if Archibald... Okay, so Tom, are you actually talking up more as we're trying
Or
to...
as everyone's been calling him, Twink.
Again, if he's... Okay, so Tom, are you actually trying to, needle back, or...
I'm being a jackass.
Well,
Okay, in that case, I go...
Well, Twink, in your expert opinion, does that sound feasible? Having to go all the way up around? I mean,
Well, shit. I'm only a layman. I mean, I'm no cop.
Okay.
Your body comes back with an alert.
Check it.
Diagnostics are suggesting that you
Sorry,
are
I-
being jammed.
That had to happen.
Everything on board is working, but the signal is being overpowered by signals going out on the same frequency at too high a power.
Does it have a general strength direction, or is it just... We'll have to figure this out.
You don't have your equipment is not designed for determining.
Gotcha. Listen, if we get to the high ground, I can figure out how to get a communication out to get us picked up, so that, I don't know, you guys don't starve to death or something?
I don't know. Well, if you want, I could take a look at the signal, man. I mean,
It's in his head.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a bottom line.
I'm still saying it. I mean, I could take a look at it. I mean,
Well, you could
Just give me a heavy rock.
yeah, I can get in there.
You could reactivate his implants.
Just start walking. All
Yeah,
right.
you could totally do that, man. I could totally help out.
Twink, shut it.
All right, I just want to live, just like you said.
I think everyone would be very, very proud of you if you were show such versatility in working with us.
Well, for right now, work with me and start walking down that trail towards that hill.
All right. I think you're making a mistake.
Yes, it's a mistake to figure out how to get a transmission off so we all survive.
I'm saying
I'm saving your lives. Start walking.
you could reactivate his implant. It'd be easy.
I'm not doing that.
What's the
I
harm?
started walking like famous last words.
You're the one with the gun. Are you scared of him just because he has an implant?
I have more to lose than you two.
You guys start trudging down the beach.
Yeah, I'm like trying to get them moving. 'Cause,
You guys going to go south, or are you going to go west?
I'm gonna try to go inland as soon as I can. Actually.
Okay, so you walking along looking for a break in the trees?
Yeah.
Okay, it's classic tropical beach, right? There's the beach itself. There's some shallow grassy dunes, but then thick, kind of succulent, lush vegetation begins almost immediately. Here on the edge of the forest, where all the sunlight can get in, it grows really thick and makes a pretty obscuring wall of just thick undergrowth. And then there's big palm-like trees growing up over the top of it. You could push your way through the vegetation, or you could look for a game trail as you move down.
I'll look for the game trail because I don't want these guys running off on me.
As you trudge down the beach, your eyes, the human eye and human brain is sort of designed to catch patterns in things that stand out in those patterns, and you realize that there what you're seeing at the end of this bay appears to be too linear, too streamlined, too rectangular to be a natural rock feature, and you realize there is something at the head of the bay, up on the sand. Something large, something dark.
Give a general indication.
The size of a small.
Wait, where is it? Could you hear? In here. Okay.
All right, I'm gonna indicate that to my two prisoners. All right, do you see that thing over there?
It's hard to miss.
Yeah.
Start walking. We're gonna go there. Maybe there could be somebody here,
Yes,
or
let's
some
look
kind
at
of
it.
like better radio out. So
I
it's-
mean, let him. Maybe it's dangerous. He.
both of you start walking.
All right.
We're walking and talking.
Yeah, we can do both.
We can multitask. It's beautiful.
It helps morale. You don't want anyone to panic, do you?
You
I
don't
feel
seem
like-
you don't seem like you're panicking to me.
I feel very panicky.
because I can talk.
Just keep moving.
I'm very happy to be alive. How are you, Marshall?
That's nice. Just walk.
Okay, we're walking.
Keep occasionally like trying to check in, with the gremlin thing.
Yeah,
It's a long, slow trudge through the sands.
My 37th nervous breakdown.
I'm assuming that you walk nearer the water where the wet sand is easier to trudge along,
And probably where there's less chance of something jumping out of the
and
bushes
you're
at me.
farther away from the undergrowth. Sure,
Yeah.
but then again, there's closer to the water, which
Like, is also
on
dangerous.
the side might be more dangerous than the forest.
Sure.
But it's a couple kilometers. You get within a few hundred meters, and you realize, yes, indeed, it is some sort of sleek black VTOL, jumpcraft of some kind. You get within 50 meters, and you realize the dark shapes on the sand around it look like bodies.
So is this an intact Jumpcraft?
Looks like it.
Oh, move them up.
Listen, I didn't do that.
Well, we would know why.
Okay, so the bodies, do they look like they've been... Are they
Hard to
just...
tell from 50 meters out.
Yeah.
Are there any markings on it?
No, it is matte black.
Okay, so not even like the. I assume most craft would have to have some kind of like.
They have tail numbers.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
And company logos. And that
So
kind
that's an illegal like Black Ops kind of craft.
things illegal, not illegal on Poseidon. I mean, it's,
Potato.
if someone wants to paint it black, and they're supposed to have numbers, but yeah, your considerable experience is telling you that it's probably up to no good.
Approach and try and get a beat on, like, are these guys dead, unconscious, how long have they been here, that kind of thing.
There are a half a dozen bodies scattered around the VTOL, and it is not hard to realize as you approach the closest of them that it's quite dead. It appears to have been mauled to death.
Oh, fun.
He's kipped out in very high-end paramilitary gear, full-on body armor, heavy-duty combat harness. You see ammo pouches, a self-moving weapons harness. You see holsters and grenade bandoliers. The guy is totally kitted out. A combat HUD, everything.
Are the guns on him, or have they been moved?
No.
Okay.
Are there drag marks? Like were the bodies killed here, or were they?
There is enough kind of dried blood or sand-soaked blood, encrusted blood, to make it clear that they were probably killed here. There's gobbets of flesh, bits of organ, a couple limbs that have been ripped off. Whatever did this did it with an acute and intentional violence. And anything that could be considered a weapon, combat knives, grenades, pistols. Looking at the weapons harness, you're assuming submachine guns. They're all gone.
Curse again under my breath, and I'm actually going to check the whatever cockpit there is for the VTOL, just to see that, like,
VTOLs, this is clearly a paramilitary craft.
Yeah.
It's got troop doors on both sides and the back. They're all open, and the inside looks like an abattoir. What's left of the flight crew is spread around the inside of the craft. You readily see bullet marks on the inside of the VTOL. the avionics and electronic controls have just been gutted by force. And much of the gear racks and the contents thereof have been knocked around, stripped down, and when you start sorting through it, you realize that anything weapon-like has been
Gag for a second, honestly, because that's
there's insects flying around. It's been probably most of the day. The blood is congealed and getting that kind of like shiny hardness. It's attracted small scavengers, but you'll notice that most of the damage to the bodies does not look like it was caused by animals that were going to eat them afterwards.
And again,
or that ate them afterwards.
So I'm guessing that all the communications gear is screwed. So nuts.
Actually, it's not part of the controls or the avionics. The radio equipment seems to be good.
Try it out. I'll see if I can get a signal out or something.
Okay.
Which probably not, but
give me. So you've got computers, you've got comms. What else do you've got? Electronics. Do you have electronics?
Oh no, I don't.
I do. Quite a lot, actually.
Imagine that.
Let me know if you need some help there, Chief.
It's Marshall. Do you know how to get this thing wired back up?
Yes, I think I could.
Yes or no? Don't have a connection.
Oh, yes, sir. I'd be completely qualified for this task at hand.
You could just say yes.
I did.
Then do it.
It's difficult to do with this. I can do it raw. I can do it sloppy, or I can do it right.
He makes a good point. But on the other hand, can you really trust someone like that?
Where am I going to go? Does it look like I run around in the jungle?
I'm going to make a point here, and I want you to just really soak this in and don't try to fast talk your way around it because you're not doing a great job at that. So, if I take both your cuffs off, you're not going to try anything stupid, are you?
Perish the thought. I should never do that.
That is not the most trustworthy way to answer.
No, I won't do anything stupid.
We both know that our lives are in your hands, Marshall.
Your well-manicured hands. We acknowledge this.
Totally not suspicious. Okay. I'll take your bones off, but just remember, whether or not I'm here...
You have a gun.
I have a gun, and also turning the tables or whatever movie idea you decided to cook up in somewhere in the back of your skull doesn't end well for you.
Well, besides, you see, the lunch meat out here looks way better equipped than we are, so no, right. I don't think so.
Right, so getting one over on me is just you getting off on your own weird personal thing. To survive, we do have to work together, which means stop saying creepy shit.
What are you talking about? I don't say creepy shit.
You do say creepy shit.
I do.
I mean, as a neutral party here, you do.
I will make an effort to remedy that. I promise.
Okay. So, if I take these cuffs off, you're not going to do some, stupid take a swing at me thing, are you?
Look at my muscles, then look at yours, and back to me. No.
He's got a build of 2 fitness 4, I guess. Fitness 4
guess what I don't have. Any of that.
Yeah. So, carefully remove the manacles.
You have a huge suite of biomods that make you a formidable physical specimen.
Yeah. I'm going to remove both of theirs, just to be fair, so there's no belly aching about it. Remove the manacles and put the manacles on my belt.
Okay.
That way, they can come back on later.
Make a note. The manacles have been removed. The hair scrunchies are no longer on their wrists.
That is so much. Circulation's a wonderful thing. All right, let's get in there.
Look at the small scavengers and try and see if any of them are edible.
There are no scavengers currently active. Okay. You can just tell that the bodies have been picked over by.
All right, well let's
but
see.
There is lots of stuff. You see a cabinet that's been pulled open full of emergency rations, and they're spilled out. The foil packets are spilled out all over the place.
Oh yeah,
some of them look like they've been ripped open.
Okay.
There's water purifiers in there. There's emergency life rafts. There's tools that are in the tool rack that you can use for whatever you're going to try and do with the electronics.
Okay.
You can see where the different weapons and ammo was stored, but that's all been ripped open and taken. There's some uniform bits. There are the helmets and the body armor laying around. Laying around because they're attached to
Bodies.
dead bodies. But,
I'm gonna scavenge like a bag of some kind and start scooping up.
okay, there's looks to be some sort of technical gear bag that you can fill with rations, water purifiers.
I'm going to be keeping an eye out because
Nice.
I'm the one who's armed, so I'm guessing I'm on guard.
Yeah, no, there's like this. Like, all right, you sweet, gorgeous thing. Let me get my hands directly into you. And I'm gonna start.
Okay, let this be the first lesson. Okay, Twink, don't say like that's an inside thought. Don't say that aloud.
Again, don't say creepy shit.
Okay, let's just think. Let's workshop this a little. What do you think a person when they hear what you just said? What are they going to think?
Invest in a digital dictaphone later in life. Buy one from the commissary. I don't give a shit. All right.
All right. Like, I'm just gonna fuck this electronic woman.
I will make it my goal so that you do not say creepy shit.
Electronics.
Yeah, so what you get to much trying
It
to do.
offends me too.
First diagnose this.
It makes it really hard to trust people.
Turn back on.
It's
Okay,
terrible.
so
No
go
wonder
ahead
he
and
was.
make
It's fine.
Electronics?
We'll get it.
electronics at -3,
So 5.
but you get to roll 3 dice, and you can add your intellect.
Okay, so what does that mean?
So you add the intellect to your score.
So 7.
There you go.
All success.
Okay, very good. What are you diagnosed? Are you doing like a general overview of the entire vehicle, or just the comms gear?
Just the comms gear right now.
Okay, it has not been damaged. However, interestingly, and this is yours to share with them or not. It is doing a couple of different things. One, there is clearly some sort of military-grade jammer working on the island. But this comms gear seems to be integrated with it so that it can communicate through it I'm not enough of a technician myself, but the waveforms allow them to work in conjunction so that they can communicate through the jammer.
Right.
Okay?
I should just look. Ooh.
It is also broadcasting a distress signal.
Is that getting through the jamming?
It's writing on the same.
You don't know. But yes.
So it's getting through?
Well, it's part of this integrated suite. Right? So clearly someone hit the panic button, and it's broadcasting.
67. Can we get something out there?
Well, good news is it's fully functional. The bad news, there's some sort of really good, I'm talking military grade jammer over this whole island, and this system's a part of it. It's broadcasting out a distress signal, but I don't think anyone's picking up the signal.
Does it have a designation like to whom it's going?
It's going out. I assume it's just going out.
Is it an encrypted SOS or is it unencrypted? Can anyone hear it?
It's a panic. Someone pushed a panic button, but the system was designed to work in
It
conjunction.
appears to all be encrypted.
It's like, well, everything.
So that even if you tried to use it, whoever you were sending the signal to, whoever it's sending the signal to, would be the only people to understand whatever you were sending out.
Like, this is a one-way thing. Only one group's supposed to hear this.
You said it was part of a bigger system, right?
Well, there's something on this island blocking everything.
Except for that system, but that's only one person's or one place is receiving it.
Can that comm link give us any insight on where to find that jammer?
Maybe I could try to triangulate some things if you give me some time.
We have nothing but time right now.
All right.
The only way to make that viable is if the aircraft was functional, because you'd have to change its location to do the triangulation.
So actually, I'm going to go ahead.
You might be able to get a general bearing.
Actually, I'm going to see. I'm going to check to see how functional this thing is overall now.
Okay.
Mechanics.
Give me a damage control test.
2.
And you can add your intellect to that too, so that'll be 4.
Need 4 or less.
But no, I don't.
Nope. I'm pretty sure you could make this thing fly again if you had enough time.
Maybe I could get this thing going. I mean, mechanics aren't really my total forte, but maybe I can see. No promises, of course. I mean, I might just make.
Do you know how much fuel is left in it?
It's a reactor.
Oh, reactor.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's the power level on it?
So it can go forever, basically.
Over 9,000. Tom.
Okay.
Over 9,000.
But we don't have a map. We don't know where to go.
Yeah.
But more importantly, someone has invested a lot in this island. Someone who wants to keep it secret. You don't put a military-grade jammer on this island without a good reason. So there are people with money who want to keep something here secret. So if we leave, and this craft was obviously purchased by those people, and
They'll probably track us.
they will definitely track us and they will definitely kill us. So we cannot leave in this craft.
We need to figure out how to shut off that jammer so we can communicate with the outside and get a proper pickup.
Marshall, give me a vision awareness test.
Now, can I try to see where the jammer's coming from?
Give me an electronics test at -3.
So add my intellect, so 7. Various.
You get a kind of general bearing because you can't move and the equipment is the avionics are damaged. Your aerials are not that useful.
So I'm just looking for where vision awareness is.
To the south.
Southwest.
Southwest.
Definitely south. Yeah,
that
sorry.
arc.
Yeah.
I see that. Well, I can tell the jammer is that away.
Okay.
Okay, so I have an awareness of 1 and a vision of 0. So I guess I roll 1 die and
Well, you've got some biomods that
Okay,
should
okay.
give you.
I've got 600 neurons.
You got a broad spectrum visor. So basically, they're sweet Oakleys that give you IR and telescopic and all that kind of stuff.
So do I just roll the 1 die or
Is it your awareness?
1?
Not your awareness. I'm sorry. Your
Vision is 0.
Oh no, for attributes, if you remember, it's a little bit different than skills. So you roll 2 dice every time you're rolling an attribute, and your target number starts at a 5.
Okay.
So you add whatever your attribute is to that base
So
target.
6.
So your vision is 1, so your target is 6. Roll 2 dice, and because of the goggles, I'll give you a +2 on that.
Okay, so I made what's 1 die.
Okay. So you said that you were kind of
Keeping an eye out. Guns out. Just
watching the forest edge, watching the water line.
basically making sure either 1, these guys don't run off, and 2, nothing sneaks up on us because, oh crap, what happened to these guys?
Okay, so he's outside the vehicle
Yeah.
doing his thing.
I'm scavenging. Yeah.
You notice on the tree line an irregularity that at first you think is just kind of a gap in the trees, but you realize it's a little too regular and makes you a little suspicious. Like it doesn't quite seem natural, a natural cut in the vegetation. It's right up opposite the where this vehicle landed.
Before wandering off, think of my responsibilities. Call out, to the 2 in the V2L. Everything doing fine in there?
I have found enough food and water to last us a while.
67. Have you?
Hey, we're dancing in here.
Listen, how soon do you really think you can get this thing fixed? Honestly, I'm guessing based on that.
Later.
Listen, we are probably better served by trying to find whatever's jamming. And there's something I want to check out here, but I don't want to ditch you guys. Leave you unprotected.
Oh,
Kind of my
Actually,
responsibility.
can we just close the cockpit?
I don't want to be in a place with a bunch of
I
corpses.
was like, hey, we can just seal ourselves in here.
Right, with all the corpse juice. That
The
isn't
corpses
that
are over there. What? You guys like?
The inside was also.
Yeah.
The cockpit looked like an abattoir because the pilot and the co-pilot were in there when whatever.
That is all kinds of infection waiting to happen. All right, it's disgusting and will attract all kinds of parasites.
I was like, it's fine.
Do any of the boots fit me?
You can
Yeah.
work your way through the corpses until you find some that fit nicely.
Yeah, I
I'll
do
do
that.
this.
I wash it out.
Hey, see if you can find. See if you can find
Well,
any.
the boots aren't. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no blood in the boots. These bodies went down. They didn't have time to bleed.
Hey, see if you can find me a pair of 8s.
But they don't have. Do they have numbers on them? Size numbers on them?
I imagine.
All right. I
mean,
find. Yeah. I find.
They got to be in their uniform boots. You don't want everyone trying to
Yeah.
Are these my boots? Are these your boots?
All right. Yeah. I find some 8s.
Like, sweet. Thank you.
They're nice boots. There's little memory materials in them that like fit your foot perfectly. By when you seal up the laces, they
Listen, I think
down. And,
If the clothes weren't so bloody, we'd be. Oh, are there spare clothes in here?
there's not spare clothes, but yeah, there's that guy that got his arm ripped off, and the other guy looks like he's got a throat torn out. What's a little blood on your phototropic BDU?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I started. Yeah, we're changing clothes.
Okay, as you pull try and strip the body off, the BDU keeps trying to shift color to match the sand underneath, and then the blood patch, and then
it's like another little dance. Over
it's
there.
really gross. You look over and you see him like kind of unzipping the thing, and you see it try and like create his face on the front of the suit. So like you see his big googly eye for a second, and then
I sigh, lower my head, shake. Why are all the inmates this fucking creepy? Seriously, is there something that just happens?
It's in the water.
We have to survive.
Listen, sitting here on this beach is probably more dangerous than going in there.
I remember that the last person who went in the forest screamed almost immediately.
I was going,
Panicked, running, unarmed person.
It could have been your partner.
Well,
she was probably armed, right?
Yeah.
There's something weird with this island. We need to get actually a little bit further inland. If we want to get a call out so that we can all get rescued, we have to find whatever's jamming the signal. And again, however this ends, it helps you to help me. All right?
Of course, I agree. I don't want to run in these pathetic little
Dimitri,
slippers.
make a luck test. It's rolling against
A D10?
You got to roll lower than I did, which is not going to be hard.
Yeah.
All right. So you're rolling bodies for boots, and you realize that a diamond combat knife, is still strapped to this guy's leg. It got missed by whoever scavenged the stuff.
Yeah.
Make a sleight of hand, and you can secure it.
Oh, I'm low.
Twink.
Yeah.
You get all the tools from the
Yeah. I make it.
From the maintenance kit.
Two
for the
successes.
hopper. A lot of things in here that can make pretty effective weapons.
Yeah, just like, all right, well, look, if we're going to go find the source of this jammer, I better be able to shut her down.
I got two successes.
So once you get that BDU on, there's plenty of places to hide it.
Okay.
Like,
Are you going to put the armor on?
If it's not too beat up, yeah.
Yeah, heavy vest. I mean, the guy that was decapitated, his armor is in great shape.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll see if I can find one for me, too.
Yeah. So you have a heavy vest.
Okay.
Again, you two walk up front.
Actually, I'm gonna get my own bag. With
That's fair. I do have all the food, though.
At some point, you walk. You're just doing your patrol back and forth, and you come around the corner, and you see him standing there. He's an older guy, but he's still pretty fit. But now he's in a heavy paramilitary armored vest and phototropic BDUs that are like shimmering the color of the beach and the color of the sea beyond. And you're thinking, well, that was the best idea. Let him get stuck in something that'll stop a bullet. But, okay.
On the other hand, he's not wearing a helmet.
It's true. And there's cold shots in this game, so...
I'll get my own, too.
There are helmets on the ground.
Yeah.
Don't put the helmet on.
Yeah, that's fair. That's acceptable.
Okay, so I'll get the tools. Like, look, I got my stuff. So if we want to go, you want to go shut this thing down?
You start walking. There's a spot to get in the foliage right over there. Let's get going.
You should lead first, though, because I'm carrying the food, so it's more important than I
do I look like the kind of person that should be on point?
You're both wearing armor, so you'll be fine.
Yeah, but he actually sees shit. He's probably got training or something.
Well, the guys they took the armor off of aren't exactly fine, but...
If you want to wear the daddy pants, you better be responsible, okay? So take your responsibility and walk up front.
I never did any... I'm a man of the office.
Did I see tattoos on him, by the way, when he was... well, why do we let the mafioso go? He's probably killed people.
He's got way cooler shit than just tattoos. They move.
You probably killed
they
people.
Show scenes, favorite scenes from your life.
Hey, he's probably killed people.
There's a list of names that just inexplicably scrolls past on your skin.
I never did any of that. I work in office. It's fine.
You can turn them on and off, but when you want to, these tears just come down the side of your face.
You can argue about it, or we can start.
I'm just saying he should take point. I'll stay in front of you.
I was never...
Walk side by side, for shit's sake. Start with
say love.
All right.
The stars on your shoulders.
The thing is, I really am a bagman. I don't have great combat. Well, no, I'm pretty good at guns, but other than that.
Actually, I'll just go. As soon as I leave, it's like, Like, well, thank you for everything you've done.
Oh no, I'm actually really good at armed combat. Okay, never.
Oh wait, no, you are a badass.
I'm old.
Both of you just start walking.
Anyways,
But yeah, I'll just give a very to the computer it's like later.
All right, so you trudge up the beach. It's about 100 meters to the edge of the forest, and as you get closer, you realize it's not a game trail. It's not even just a person trail. It looks like a freaking putting green. It's a very smooth, grassy sward that goes into the forest. It's about 8 meters wide and perfectly level, clearly artificially leveled and maintained.
Recently trod?
I
mean, it's like any, like,
someone walks across a putting green, you can't really tell.
Yeah, okay,
right?
so...
all right, past it.
It looks like a road. It looks like a putting green that is a road that goes into the jungle and turns a corner.
Where does it start?
Just up from, right there.
Okay. How far out can we see that way?
It starts to curve this way pretty quickly.
Okay. All right, so it curves right about there. That way, so we can't really see past it because of the forest.
Yeah.
But it is
And
going
you can see
towards
like
probably
100
the
meters
tallest,
before the curve cuts off that level of view.
but it looks like it's probably going to the tallest hill, so...
Do I hear or smell anything unusual?
I guess the answer is yes, but there's lots of jungle sounds. There's a lot of both fragrant and sort of decaying odors.
Okay.
Because it's the jungle.
But nothing industrial.
Nope.
And it's there's
No
jungle
mechanical
sounds.
no mechanical or electronic sounds.
Okay. I continue on.
Let's keep walking. Keep an eye out. Also, again, if they're perverse fashion, it's not that I don't trust them, I just don't fucking trust them. And so I'm looking out for them, and I'm also looking out for anything coming after them, because they're my responsibility. Okay.
Forest is dense on both sides. You can tell that the cut sort of intentionally winds its way past the biggest trees, so that there's a thick canopy overhead. The road is not exposed to the sky.
So you can't see it if you're flying over.
No satellite exposure.
Tell me, Marshall, do you know if this the craft we were on, this was the regular flight path?
Was it? Was it a routine
You
flight?
probably wouldn't know that.
Yeah,
unless you feel you're the anal retentive enough kind of guy that you could get the flight plan downloaded to you. It was a GEO pilot. You were in a GEO craft. You certainly had no reason not to trust that they were doing the best they could.
What I'm kind of getting from Brian Flanagan here is he was kind of he's a newbie essentially to this area.
He's what they call a newcomer.
Yeah.
And literally, you don't actually have them on your skin anymore. It's been a few months, but you until recently had the spots. So when you transit to Poseidon from Earth, it's about a 6-month trip, and they put you in a kind of a medically induced coma, and you're essentially in a tube full of gel with a respirator, and they put these electrodes, slap them all over your body to keep your muscles stimulated so you don't atrophy during the trip. And when you get off the boat, off the ship, for the first couple of weeks, you got these kind of like reddish welts, literally polka dots, that identify you, unfortunately, as a total noob to the planet because you just got off the boat.
So,
and you don't have those anymore, but you can still know where they still itch.
And I'll just tell us this. So basically, the mobster's asking me if I know this is a routine. No, it was a perfectly routine flight as far as I know.
Do you know why our craft went down?
I'm still not sure. Wasn't able to like really look at the wreckage. I was busy trying to
have a conversation with the pilot.
I was kind of busy pulling your asses out.
Screaming.
I understand. I just wonder why this has not been noticed before. If there are craft routinely flying over this island, why ours was down and others weren't?
Probably some geo black site thing. We're probably experiments.
Or maybe we just have bad luck. Our craft crashed because of something unrelated.
So you guys walking down the trail, just having this conversation?
I guess, yeah. I mean,
it makes you wonder if someone in your superiors knows about this island.
Instead of conjecture, let's just find whatever's.
You have to always be conjecturing because you never know who your real enemies are, who your real friends are.
Using your hearing attributes.
All right.
Okay, so in my case, it's just 8i.
My hearing is 3.
So remember, your target number for an attribute is 5 plus or minus whatever the attribute is.
Okay.
And you roll 2 dice.
2 dice.
Got it.
I'll re-roll that.
Got both.
I got 1.
I got 1.
Okay. You all are pulled out of your conversation by a very sharp, loud crack of a branch or a tree trunk in the woods off to the side of the trail, relatively high off the ground, and then they kind of as something big sort of moves through the canopy.
Spin, point a gun in that direction.
Okay, so your gun's up in the air.
I hide as well.
Okay, where do you hide? Just dive into the brush?
Yeah.
Okay. The sound of the vegetation being disturbed retreats, and the jungle noises pick back up. And you realize the bright red thing slipping across your arm is bringing up a big stinger and about ready to...
That?
Yeah.
I try and flick it off.
Okay, flick it off into the brush and step back out into the trail like cows.
Did any of you see that?
I heard it.
I heard it.
Okay, maybe we should be a little more quiet as we move along instead of, I don't know, gossiping.
Fair enough.
I think we almost just got, done like those people on the beach.
That is certainly possible.
Yeah, we're still alive and they're not.
Yeah, let's not bank on that. Keep everybody moving. This time we're probably a lot more quiet and mindful and paranoid. And for the listeners, we have just done a map change.
Okay, so the very odd road comes into a clearing. As you approach it, when you're walking through the woods and you can tell there's a clearing ahead, the light kind of brightens through the tree trunks, and you get a sense that the forest is kind of coming to an edge. The vegetation gets a little thicker because of the ambient sun. You feel that as you get here, so you can tell me if you change your approach as you know you're coming to a clearing.
I slow up a little bit and guys, closer to the underbrush, peek around. You know how this... You guys sneak around or whatever, right?
Jungle kind of guy.
Not my forte.
Stay low, stay quiet, stay close to cover.
Okay.
Also, watch what's behind that cover, because I have no idea. Yeah,
so you're clanking along with a bag of tools over your shoulder. You're not being particularly quiet. You're getting tired. It's a heavy bag of tools, and you're not really cut out for exercise.
Why don't you go scout ahead?
You guys stay in front.
Oh my God! Where are we gonna go? Where am I gonna go?
You're gonna slowly go into the clearing, ease around the edge of it,
You
and
stay
keep an
here.
eye out.
I'll go first. Okay, I'll scout out.
You're both going ahead of me. That's how it works.
Leave him here. He's very loud with those tools. I'll go.
Start moving.
Yes, I will go. I'll even put the food down, the bag of food, so I'm more quiet, and then I'll sneak up ahead.
Okay. You work your way up to the mouth of the trail and look out into this clearing. So the ubiquitous building material on Poseidon is something called bioplastic. It's bacteria that you mix in a nutrient solution, and it will like coral, sort of build shell around itself out of this natural polymer, and you can change the nutrient solution or the kinds of bacteria to make it either light and thick, or you can make it dense and thin. You can change the structure of the material based on the culture that you create. And so it's really easy to build sort of prefab or temporary buildings by having an inflatable structure that you then just fill with the solution, and it grows into this hardened shell. And you can tell just from life in the colony that the structures you're seeing were sort of built with that technique. There's a little domed hut here. It's maybe 3 meters tall by 5 meters across. And then there is a large dome structure. The walls are probably 3 meters high. So there's horizontal or vertical walls that then become a dome. And it's embedded in a cliff face. So you've got this rocky cliff right here, which is at the base of the hill you were headed towards.
Okay.
And the back probably quarter of this dome seems to be embedded in the bedrock itself. There is a rectangular structure poking out next to it, and it's got one of those kind of sliding doors that they put in front of like a store in a bad neighborhood kind of thing. It's half open, The top part of this is transparent. Kind of seems reminiscent of a greenhouse. But the walls, the vertical portion of the walls are not. The vertical portion of the wall is just a kind of dull bioplastic that's been kind of haphazardly painted in forest tones to give it some camouflage. These are just collections of trees. There's a bunch of trees, and that's just canopy.
Okay.
And then there's jungle all around, and then it just gets increasingly rugged terrain going up this way.
Okay.
There is something across the clearing from your vantage point, because you're on the other side of these trees, and you're far away. You can't really tell, but there's some white objects kind of lined up over here.
Like one big object or a lot of
A number of them, yeah. But it just looks kind of like someone maybe like dumped a bunch of laundry out in a row, or
so these look like sort of not amorphous objects, not like hard sides or something like that.
Yeah, right.
Can my broad spectrum visor zoom in?
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll. Make a vision-based
I grabbed
awareness roll.
Yeah, zoom and enhance.
One made.
I thought I was thinking ahead.
Yeah, the food bag's not there.
I was following you as well. I'm trying to make sure.
Oh, okay. I thought my plan was for me to go up ahead, scout silently, while you stay with the food bag.
Okay, well...
I thought you all moved forward. You just left the food back down.
My plan was to move us all forward because...
No. If you're going together, if you're not watching the food bag, I would have taken...
Splitting up is dumb.
All right, well, if you want me to go with you, I can't sneak.
Okay. We're not sneaking, apparently. Okay, so
I was saying just in general, stay low, kind of, don't like...
Okay. So you didn't leave the food bag behind?
If they weren't staying with the food bag, I wouldn't have left it behind.
Yeah,
I thought I was going to scout ahead.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, I will zoom... I made the roll to zoom and enhance. What are the white objects? Or can I tell? Or
Bodies.
Human?
I take off the visor for a second, sigh, and just go, okay, not a lot of living people on this island.
Those are bodies?
Yeah.
Huh.
Get into the hut. Let's get into the hut. It's a small enclosed area, easy to defend. Let's just do that first and figure out what the hell's going on.
Okay.
All right, yeah, you're the boss.
You ever seen those dog houses that are just like a plastic dome? Imagine that, but people size.
Yeah.
That's what this is. It's filled with tools, spare parts, collections of things that would be very useful in this environment, but are clearly not being used on a daily basis. So there's coils of cable, there's you can see pre-made packets of building foam, there's nutrient for bioplastic, there's caches of emergency supplies, even some electronic components. It seems to be just kind of a storage shed. There's things like pickaxes, shovels, rain gear, that kind of stuff.
Basically, I'm just poking through real quick to find out, one, we're in a safer spot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Random jungle creatures probably not going to pounce on us from the ceiling. And also, I'm trying to figure out what the hell was going on here. Really, like, what kind of equipment is this? Is there anything data-wise, like any kind of logs of any sort?
It's not incongruous with the kinds of things that would be useful in any of the many small colonies scattered around the planet.
Okay.
I grab a first aid kit. I assume there's one.
Yeah, you can dig around and find a first aid kit.
No.
All right.
Okay.
It's not like a first aid kit on the wall. What you find is actually like a crate. Then you open it, and there's like 6 prepackaged plastic sealed first aid kits that are just ready to be used, but aren't deployed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. So this place is still new. How long does it take to build one of these bioplastic huts?
It depends on the kinds of additives you put in, but less than a couple hours if the structure's small enough.
So this is pretty new. By the way,
you can tell one of the problems with bioplastic is that because it's organic, there's a whole array of organisms on this planet called fast fungus, and the technology has been hard pressed to keep up with its voracious appetite. So these things start to break down. That's why they're really only useful as temporary structures without antifungal additives.
Okay.
And you can tell that this place has been here long enough that it's months at least, if not longer.
So we can see some of the spots or whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
There's fuzz growing on the outside. There's pitting on it.
Okay.
So this won't last a while.
And the ground outside is well warm. People walking on it. Right?
Okay. Oh, okay. So this is an established thing. Do we know what this black thing is? Is that
You can barely see where the part of the glass panes or the transparent panes are also bioplastic have been shattered or ripped or torn in or punched in.
So we have time to talk a little bit.
Yeah.
So we don't know who's here, but if your organization, if the marshals knew about this, they certainly didn't tell you about it or to warn you if you land on this island by mistake.
They probably have some way to communicate with them, and they won't be blocking everything off.
Yeah, exactly. So
Are we some kind of experiment here?
that you can never tell.
No, I can't. You know how the government is.
We need to be very careful. We can't just assume that if you call for rescue from the marshals that we'll be actually rescued.
I probably will be.
You might be. Okay.
Wheel around, gun up.
Is it on the roof?
Something heavy impacted on the roof of the dome.
Our dome?
Yeah. And you
I
hear,
slammed the door.
okay.
Yeah.
It's pitch black in here now.
Okay. Is it? It's
And
tearing
you hear no, it's not tearing through, but you hear like.
Scrabble.
Imagine if you put a cat on the top of one of those dog houses, and the cat was trying to sit on it and it started to slide. It would put out
Scrabble.
Yeah, and you hear like, and then you hear it stop.
Okay.
But not because it's leapt away.
Yeah.
But because it's just gripped on.
It's got some leverage again.
Yeah.
Look for a glow stick.
Did I have any kind of utility light on me, or did I remember
there's
seeing
like
one?
You can see fine.
Okay,
Or
excellent.
there's like some glow sticks within the.
Everybody's all green.
Just stay where you are. If anything tries to break through, I'll shoot it.
There's a shift in weight, and you hear the building creak. And more like claw scrabble.
Which way is it heading?
Basically, I'm perfectly silent, which is probably creeping them out more than me, because I can see. And I'm just basically listening for any movement. If there's a thump, if there's like a sudden light.
Okay, there's a massive shudder.
Okay.
And then you hear a softer thud as if something hits the lawn outside, and then as it bounds away.
Okay. I'm thinking it left, but how fast can you guys run?
Very fast when motivated.
The big rectangular structure?
This one?
Yeah, by the cliff? Do you think you can make it there?
I'm motivated. Are you motivated?
Oh, I feel motivated.
That did have a half-open door.
Again, wait, you guys lead. I'll take up the rear. I have the gun.
Wait, get a flashlight. Twink, you bought one. Go grab one. Grab a couple.
Pull it up.
You're like, oh, hey, these work.
Turn off. Because, there's no power, so we're going to need it inside. Well, we will.
What they were, really, they're like tiny little, extremely bright. And they have a strap on them that go on your head, your wrist, your finger, like however you want them to go.
Well, hey, maybe if I can find a
A
generator.
little sticky thing you can just put on your chest.
Hey, maybe if I find a generator, I can get some power going up in this piece.
Okay,
Well, we have to get to that area
Well,
first.
then let's get to it.
Okay, everyone get by the door. 3.
So, here's real quick before we do that. You guys get on the other side of the thing. You wait till I slide in, and then slam it shut.
Okay.
Sound like a plan?
Yeah, you go in first.
You guys go in first. Be ready to shut the door.
Okay. All right.
I cover you.
Okay.
Good.
All right.
I'll head out this door first, though.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
Is it on 3? Or is it count to 3, then go?
While they're arguing that, I just
Wait,
literally
1, 2, 3, door.
I just fling the door open and charge out.
Yeah, I just
look at it.
Door opens, bright sunlight comes in, and you guys just start sprinting.
Yeah,
Right?
pretty much.
Okay. You run across the open terrain. As you approach the opening, you see this line of bodies over here. And I know you're not stopping to look, but you realize that they are literally lined up as if laid out side by side, heads in all the same direction, hands kind of over their chests, or at least by their sides.
Are they wearing?
You guys bail in under the door.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then someone goes to pull it down.
Yeah.
It's black again.
Lights.
Flashlights on. And incongruously, you look like you're in some kind of mudroom. There's like rain jackets hanging on pegs. There's muddy rubber boots. There's a few crates of equipment that seem like someone has staged them here, as if it's just another storage space, or they're going to go take them out, and, either bringing them in or bringing them out. And then there's what looks like an airlock door at the far end of the mudroom, like right in here.
Is it open or closed?
It is open.
By the way, on the bodies, I just want to confirm those were they looked human.
As you sprinted past.
Yeah.
I mean, they weren't obviously like
Right.
alien
Correct.
or animal or anything. Okay.
Correct. And there were probably a dozen.
Okay. Were they wearing something, or were they naked?
Most of them, many of them seem to be in like lab coats.
Okay.
That's why it looked like white laundry.
Okay.
Is the whole planet this weird, or is it just this island?
Are you not used to Poseidon? Are you?
Never mind that. Okay.
Spots.
Then, yeah, okay, basically, I guess, see what's on the other side of that door.
Yeah.
If we are going to need to suit up with, anything, or if it's
Well,
just
it's
a
already
crew.
happened because we've already.
Well, you know what I mean? Like, on the other side of where we're in this entryway, so.
Yeah.
So obviously you can't see all of this right now.
Yeah.
But you guys are in here.
Okay.
Here's the airlock door. This is the clip edge.
Ooh.
And so this door is ajar. And it's a fairly heavy, doesn't look like a spaceship bulkhead door, but it looks more like kind of like a clean room door, or a hazmat door.
Say it's not bioplastic; it's metal or something.
No, it's bioplastic.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's not as exposed as the stuff you've seen outside.
Okay. Are there any markings anywhere of like insignia or serial numbers?
Yeah, there's the Lavender Organics logo on everything.
What is that? Is that a corporation?
Lavender Organics is one of the incorporate city-states,
Okay.
and if there's a spectrum of like GEO-allied legal operators down to the sort of like chronically illegal, always opposed nations, I'd say Lavender Organics is probably in the upper quarter.
Okay.
Yeah, they tend to be reasonable and intentional, and they seem to have best interest for their citizenry as a general goal.
Okay.
But like all of them, they're still also have a self-interested part that. Yeah.
Okay. So this probably would be where they'd have a jammer.
That makes sense.
I mean, I didn't see any other major structures on this island.
Well, we haven't looked. Well, I mean, this is buried in the cliff face. Maybe there's an entrance that goes all the way up to the top.
Looks like it's abandoned, and
Well,
it
let me
looks
make
like
a supposition.
I'm gonna guess the researchers that would be in here are what's lined up out there.
Given what we've seen, would it be safe to assume that this is a secret lab, that they were genetically engineering some sort of being, that being very large, predatory, and escaped?
And nommed all of them.
Killed them, yes.
I'm trying to be less creepy.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good. Just keep that up.
Okay, good.
Okay.
I wish I had some moxie to give out.
Let's just get further in, find whatever data or whatever we can find.
Oh, you want me to get information here? I can do that.
Well, let's do that. Just keep an eye out. This obviously isn't the only entrance because we saw that broken dome outside.
It's fine. We'll do this. Zippity-doo-dah.
Yeah, so that creature, we can assume, can get in.
Right, but we're in a small, controlled area, and doesn't have like just the general jungle to jump out of.
It
Just from any direction.
does seem quite large.
Right.
Of course, that's assuming it's the only one.
Wherever or however many there are, we're in a smaller, enclosed, more protected space.
Also, it's intelligent.
Debatable.
No, it took all the weapons.
Actually, we don't know it did that.
I'm going to
Who
assume
else
it
would?
did. I'm going to assume it did. Unless it was John Paul the weapon.
Unless
fairy.
that creature is being controlled by someone.
Okay, how's this?
Weapon fairy is French.
Why not?
Okay. Listen, the bodies on the beach
Fair enough.
were torn apart and everywhere, right?
Yeah.
The bodies outside of here are lined up nice and neat. Mm-hmm. There's a difference, different MO. That means it could be more than one thing doing this.
Oh, that's fair.
So let's not assume things and just be ready to defend ourselves. Figure out how to get that signal out so we can get out of here as soon as possible. All right?
That is, of course, if they're going to let us escape.
I don't want to. I just want to say I know people I trust with my life that we could contact to escape.
He's probably got contacts. Look at this guy.
God, I hope it doesn't come to that. Listen, let's first off, let's figure out how to communicate outside this, all right?
Look,
Could your group find someone useful with my abilities? I can hack.
of course. Well, that's
You guys are discussing an escape, right? And you're prisoners. I'm protecting you, but at the same time...
We died in the crash. Everyone died. So
I'm saying if that's the case and we're already dead, then
You're already jumping 3 steps ahead of where we are. You're assuming so much.
I'm an optimist, Marshall.
honestly, his sunny.
Okay, let's be quiet.
Instead of having a sunny
his sunny
disposition,
disposition's convincing me.
let's survive first.
Okay.
Well, then let's go find some equipment and maybe I can find out what's going
That
on.
means moving forward.
So was there anything? This is all just kind of standard equipment.
More storage
Okay.
space.
Just so you know, if I'm on point and I get killed by some security device, then you guys are screwed.
I'll go front and front.
Okay.
Not as bad as you think. All right, just start moving.
All right, so we move into this one.
Yeah, move
So
into the
another
first.
airlock door, but that one's closed. It opens. It's not secure.
Okay. So wait, is it powered or can be open
There
manually?
seems to be power on.
Okay.
The little buttons are lit up, and
Okay. But the lights are
but
off.
it's just not locked. It was closed, but not locked.
Okay.
I will close it behind us when we get through.
Okay.
Just an instinct.
Are you going to hit the lock button?
I'm actually not going to hit it right off, but I'm also going to look at any markings on it. Is the area dusty at all, or
No.
okay?
There's a light switch.
I searched this area. I assume all this is clattered up.
This is creepy flashlight stuff right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the light switch actually.
And actually, it's weird because they got flashlights, and every time they pan past, your flash suppressors go down, so
Yeah.
you can't see for a second. So basically, the flashlights are like the opposite effect for you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna hit the light switch just
Okay.
to.
Lights come on.
Hey, look at that.
This room, all of the it looks like it used to be a tiny little cube farm / conference room. There was a big table. There was some little workstations. All that stuff has kind of been haphazardly thrown to the walls, smashed and pushed over.
Okay.
There are bloodstains along the wall here, and very quickly you realize all the pockmarks are from submachine gun bullets.
Okay.
So there's an intense battle here. Is this stuff?
Make a intuition test. Or do you have forensic
I do have forensics.
medicine?
I have forensic medicine.
At one.
Or you could even make a firearms test.
Yeah, I'm really good at. Well,
Whatever
better.
you'd like to do.
I guess I could.
What is intuition under?
Intuition's actually an attribute.
Okay.
So it's one of your senses.
Oh,
and it
it's-
works
yeah.
just like the rest of them.
Okay.
Oh, I have it too.
I'm probably better off
I have it
doing
at 3.
firearms. So
Yeah, I make 2 successes.
I think
Okay.
one.
This doesn't look like a battle so much as a execution. The bloodstains are all along the wall. The bullets
they're
are all
all-
about chest high.
Okay.
There are gaps in the pock marks, and all of the blood is just on the one wall. There's no
So-
bullet marks elsewhere. There's no blood elsewhere.
it matches up with the bodies outside.
Well, we
essentially.
didn't see what they died of.
Well, I didn't want to sit there in the open.
No,
staring at them.
that's fair, but we can make a supposition. So maybe another theory. Maybe the soldiers were alive. They came here to clean up. They killed the scientist, but then their creation saw this, angered, and killed them in revenge. And is intelligent enough to take weapons away from soldiers.
We're assuming it's an animal intellect and not something smarter.
They
Like,
could- yeah, that's
I'm assuming a worst
Well, I'm
case
saying
scenario.
it's smart enough to recognize what a weapon is and to take it from a corpse.
yeah.
I'm assuming it is intelligent. That way, I can be confirmed in my horrors or relieved in my being wrong.
Well, I'm going to say it.
Are these?
Let's not-
Is this open or closed?
It is open.
I look into the next room.
It looks to be a sort of a automated galley and
Kitchen.
automated galley and then a wardroom where they would eat.
Okay. So 8 chairs. So it's not a small. It's a fairly small area. Like, or it's not a huge amount of people who are working here. So
let's move further in.
Well, wait. Let's look at this one. Can we access this one? I forgot.
Yeah,
what
you have to kind of crawl over the pieces of Cube Farm and the conference chairs and the table and push them out of the way, and then you can swing that door open.
All right. I'll
what's
help out
another
with that.
That seems to be a lab of some kind. Who has actual biomods? Not transhuman, but actual biomods.
I have an
transhuman. You have body sculpting, so you know what it is.
Okay.
You do not. Those
Accelerated
are
neurons,
cybernetics.
electromuscular analogs.
Yeah, you definitely know what it is too. You spent time in one. So this is a clean room, a lab of some kind. There is a secondary clean room. So there's a clear cylinder from floor to ceiling, right? And inside that, this oval shape here is a genetic transformation tank. It's where someone who's undergoing gene therapy would, sort of like the thing that Luke was hanging in, but more like a bath, right? Because that's a little more practical.
Bath, yeah.
And then hanging from the ceiling is this sort of automated Waldo dock that would attend to somebody that's in such a bath, right? Because you've got to maintain their function and clean up the solution and all that kind of stuff and do the surgery. This door is closed and locked. And then there's computers and surgical equipment and genetic engineering equipment and such.
Can you look at the computers and see what they were working on?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, they're going to be secure. So this is going to be -4.
Computers.
You're rolling 3 dice against your computers, but at a -4. Mm-hmm. So you're down to 4 here, but your intellect is 2. So you're really at a -2.
So 6.
Mm-hmm.
1. Yeah.
Okay. What do you want to know?
What was going on and what was being done in here?
Genetic engineering.
Okay. Are there any logs or security recordings, things like that?
Mm-hmm.
So
all that stuff.
Let's bring them up.
Okay.
Beep boop beep. I literally say that.
Okay.
Seriously, just record yourself talking sometime.
I do. It's deeply disturbing.
Beep boop beep was fine. That's almost cute.
I do. Baby steps. I'm trying baby steps.
It starts with beep boop beep and then goes to peekaboo, I see you while you're holding a knife. Okay.
I make a mental note.
No more peekaboo.
So definitely do peekaboo later.
So there are a lot of files about the JR project. JR version 1, JR version 1.5, JR version 2, JR version 4.5, JR, and so forth. They all seem archived and designated as failures. So you get to JR 13. JR 13 seems to have been the correct combination of variables and is thriving. Accelerated growth seems to be doesn't seem to be creating the cancers and the organ system failures that were induced in the other models, and they do, however, seem to not be having a lot of success with the accelerated learning algorithms. There's a lot of talking head video, lab techs, scientists and stuff.
Blah blah science.
Telling you all about the projects, basically both their personal and project-based observations, and there are terabytes of data about the project. Everything from genetic code to all of the information that's going into the therapy vat, to all of the educational algorithms, all of the biometric and physiological monitoring data. There is a more stuff than you would probably be able to comb through on your own in several years of focused effort.
Actually, Can I roll genetics to see if I can get an idea of what they're doing here?
Do you have genetics?
I do.
Then
But I have 1 dice and it's a 2.
give it a shot. You can add your intellect to it.
Okay, so 4. No.
Gene stuff.
It's like they're doing science.
Is there the equivalent of a flash drive here?
Yeah.
Copy it off.
Data spikes. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like copy that off.
Are you? Listen, is there anything about a failsafe in there? Something to shut everything down?
Well, there's nothing but a jammer in those files, is there? Can you search? Like a facility map?
This looks like, no, that wouldn't be here. This looks like just a lab.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it's not such a big facility or group. The computer system is.
It's all
integrated.
one system? Yeah. So there is a facility map.
Yeah, if you want to call it a facility map.
Download and download.
There you go.
All right.
Download what, though? I mean,
Do you have anything I could download this to?
Would the glasses be able to bring up the map?
you have a body comp, and you can tether it to your glasses.
Would that be an uplink jack? Muscular analogs. I don't think I've actually got anything in there that specifically would jack into my. I mean, is there like a body comp that's just not listed here?
I think it says body. Oh, you have body comp?
No. Electromuscular analogs. Accelerated.
I have
neurons.
Oh, you know what? You lost your body comp in the drink.
I have an implant computer. It's deactivated. Can you reactivate it?
Can I?
You can't. Well, with this lab, you probably could. Well, he could.
Yeah, actually really help. Dude, I can do it myself. We could, have multiple copies of the map. We'll be good to go.
The deeper we dig into this, the more likely bad things happen to us if we get picked up. You know that, right?
It depends on who picks us up. I have friends that will pick us up. No questions asked. We can come out ahead of this.
Did you cut some kind of deal, by the way?
What?
Just wondering if your friends would be so friendly.
No.
He didn't do anything to piss anybody.
It's going to Boss Strong. He probably didn't cut a deal.
Yeah, I was like, I'm asking you.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Okay.
Do I look like anyone that would cut a deal with me?
Look,
Come on.
Look, let's be reasonable. Like, the only way we can survive this is if we make friends with the enemies of this corporation.
Besides, you have to admit, we're the invisible people now.
Yeah.
All of us.
You're new. You don't know. No one here is so pure. Even the marshals.
I'm gonna go ahead and reactivate mine while they're.
Yeah.
Well, it's a little more complicated than that. They're going to have to put you down. You're going to have to go down in that surgery suite, and they have to let the Waldo actually insert the probes into your flesh to get to the device and react.
You have to get probulated.
So, are we doing this? Because this would make our lives a lot easier.
For how long?
Well,
And hopefully until we leave here.
Is there a tablet or like a laptop? Okay, so we can put it on a tablet.
Sure.
Okay.
That might be easy.
Yeah.
And be aware, if you activated your body comps, they would just be running on their basic OS.
Yeah.
Everything that's in them was wiped.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
right, they're not going to be that valuable tools for you in the immediate future.
So I would say
Yeah. Okay. So let's just put it on tablets.
keep it external for right now. And that way,
Yeah.
let's suppose it isn't your friends, it's the government.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through all that questioning.
Yeah. We can. Okay.
I don't get in trouble.
Yeah. No, it's fine. Let's first find the jammer, turn it off. We contact my friends. If they show up first, great. If not, we can just pretend. We'll see who shows up first.
Check the next room in that direction because it looks like, according to the map, there's another.
Yeah. What is this room? Since we.
That's another workspace. So there's computers, lab equipment. There's an electronics bench. There's a chemistry bench. It's just an auxiliary space.
Okay.
Not to have to work in the actual clean room.
So technically, I mean, where's the main spot that we would look for any kind of transmitter that might be?
Yeah, is there a comms room or?
Not really.
I mean, you can tell that this is hooked up to. Actually, you know what? That's a great question. Go ahead and make your test for electronics.
Electronics?
Mm-hmm.
So
3 and
any minuses?
Electronics, no minuses, and you actually
So
have.
9.
Yeah, so you're not going to have any trouble.
Very yes.
Yeah, very yes. There is comms capability. You can tell that there is a substation somewhere on the island that is attached to there is no such thing as like a radio, a computer, right? It's all integrated after the singularity, right? Mm-hmm. So they're just access points and styles of access.
Mainly, I just want to figure out where the transmitter itself would. By that I mean like.
But it doesn't take you long to find the schematics and the diagnostic programs for the remote aerial that is, and according to the map, somewhere up the mountain that's used for communication with the satellite, the secret satellite that allows them to communicate with their handlers.
Like, we'll see here. We'll see. Here's our solution. We can, if we can get this. Stop this, stop that.
Wait, can we access it from here, or do we have to actually physically access the hardware on top of the mountain?
You can try.
I'll give it a shot.
Right.
Okay, you get back the message that tells you the diagnostics program is telling you that the aerial and the transmitter have been disconnected from the system.
So
I didn't know you could do that. Ass.
What does that mean? Like a physical cable cut or something?
It appears to be a physical malfunction. It's not that it's been blocked or shut down digitally. But it's not. It's not. It's saying, "Hey, antenna, how you doing?" And the antenna's not responding.
So we got to physically go up there.
But the antenna's like, "I can't talk to you."
All right.
That's exactly why I put it. Like, oh man, the antennas haven't.
I don't suppose they're like surveillance cameras.
It won't talk to anyone. It must be sad.
I don't suppose there's surveillance cameras pointed at the antenna or anything like that. Okay.
Well, actually, there would be.
Okay.
On the camera, sort of like security cameras, but they are also
offline.
That same communications trunk is what would allow that information to be.
Well, we need to
transmit.
Okay.
It's like,
if you're in a secret base, you're not going to be doing this through radio signals. You're going to be doing it through a landline that runs up to the antenna. So you're going to run all your cables together, and if secret spec ops team comes to take over your base, first thing they're going to do is cut communication.
Can I find where the severing is?
Not from here. I mean, the computer has no way of telling where it was cut.
Yeah. So, that's another option I hadn't even thought. Like, if this is a battle between
two corporations.
I haven't heard any gunfire. Are you?
Well, I mean, we're arriving in the aftermath, but the spec op teams were here to take over the lab. They killed the researchers, but then their pet creature, this JR, is it J or JR?
JR-13.
JR-13 killed them and took their weapons. And as soon as
since I have the history of Ford, I'm actually going to say, like, you can't trust J.R. Ewing.
Do you have the coordinates of the antenna then?
I guess I do.
Mm-hmm. Was it the top of
the island?
It's right there.
So the spot
middle of nowhere squared.
So the spot where I want to take you guys the first time. Yes, the exact spot.
Yeah, but now we have more food. We have the more information.
Maybe we can find some additional weapons here.
Does it show a map? It shows a map, but does it show a path? Is there like a card? Okay, so
we'd have to hoof it up there.
Yeah, but how did they have to use climbing gear, or could they get?
Maybe they had that vehicle. We don't know how long
it looked. I mean, it looks like you could probably hike up there.
Okay. I didn't know how steep it was. Okay, so let's wait. Do we go now, or do we wait until dark?
Okay, if they buy them out of the
scary, creepy jungle,
if they buy them out of the hell out of some, genetic construct, I'm willing to bet they gave it night vision and night hunting instincts.
Well, you have night vision, don't you?
I have glasses.
Well,
one guy with glasses versus 3 eyes, and I'm guessing you probably armed yourselves when I wasn't looking.
I was like,
higher survival odds. What do you think, day or night?
Of course we armed ourselves. We're not dumb. At least I did.
I didn't know. Of course.
Oh no, this guy's probably a lethal weapon all on his own. Look at those guns.
I'm an office manager.
It's 2 tickets to the gun show here.
My build is 0. I'm very thin.
Oh, actually, so is mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, look at those tats, man. Surely those mean something.
I had a colorful youth. I swear I've been misjudged, and I am the patsy of someone else's crimes.
I have a dragon on my arm.
Then getting your friends to pick you up does constitute a crime and would be very inadvisable.
I do admit I do have unethical friends who are willing to skirt the law, and I would trust them with my life. I would trust them with your family's lives. I would trust them with all of our lives.
My family's lives.
Did I say that? I meant all of our lives. I
I say
merely
death
say
camps, I meant happy camps.
I would. You know that if you know what they've told you about me, then you should know that if I say my friends are trustworthy, they're trustworthy. And
Two things.
Yeah.
I don't have much of a family for you to threaten.
Okay.
I mean, there's the X back on Mars, but we don't talk. So, not a big appeal for threatening me there. All right, man?
I didn't.
Anyhow, other thing, we need to get moving.
Yes. All right, so we're not waiting until night.
No, we're going during the day.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, we haven't found anything.
Are there additional weapons here that we can find?
There's lots of things you could use to make weapons. There's fire axes and shovels and pickaxes and kitchen knives and
I think he's looking for guns.
soldering irons.
Are there any
There's
firearms?
a drill. You don't find any firearms. But you haven't. There's a room you have. There's several rooms you haven't explored.
Yeah, so let's check out the
Maybe
area.
make some like acid.
What is this room labeled
So
as?
let's check the
It's
living
showers and
Bathroom.
Locker room.
Okay.
Let's check there real quick. Just basically going over everything to figure out what's available.
Yeah, just look through it, see if anybody left anything useful behind.
If by useful you mean firearms, no.
Yeah.
But clothing, personal items, food, data spikes, body comps, all that kind of stuff. Sure.
Okay.
But for the most part, nothing that's really going to help us in this venture. So
Now that we know where there's a lot of food, if we manage to evade or kill the creature, yeah, we don't have to worry about starving or dying of thirst.
no, lots of water here.
Lots of water. Just look through the rooms real quick. Just look through the door to see if any of the personal quarters have anything.
Well, like I said,
same
clothes,
stuff. Okay.
shoes, pictures of home from home, little
Yeah.
holographic images of kids like, "Hey, daddy, hey, daddy,
Not dark
hey,
at all.
daddy, hey, daddy."
Oh. Well, they should have thought that before they joined the Black Ops lab. I guess this is the green room. Or
We'll check. The one that the one's cracked out.
Well, it's labeled on the schematic you downloaded as Junior's room.
Ooh, maybe we don't want to go in there.
I assume this door was closed. Mm-hmm. It was. Okay, so.
But it's not. It doesn't seem to be secured.
Okay. Maybe we should lock it.
I mean, we're going to have to leave.
Wait, we have security cameras, right? Can we look in that room? Through the security camera?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we see?
Well, there's also a window in the door. I mean, you can look.
Okay, yeah, look through the window, look through the security camera.
Okay, the room is fairly dark. Well, I shouldn't say dark. It's not artificially lit.
Yeah.
So the glass dome, or the transparent dome, which hasn't been cleaned in a while, so stuff raining down from the trees and dust and water has kind of made a kind of muddy sheen.
Sure.
So it's got that sort of twilight look to it. All of this is vegetation. Looks like a greenhouse. Looks like when you go to the tropical dome at the zoo, and they have the butterfly house, right?
Yeah.
Some palm trees. There's a wall right here that goes from floor to ceiling, so you can't see past it. And then there's a pool, like a koi pond or something, down a grassy slope that kind of goes down like so.
Okay.
It looks quite pleasant. I mean, if you're into botanical gardens.
Yeah. Junior's room. Perhaps this creature has the mentality. Maybe this is a creature they raised and it imprinted on them.
It's avenging their deaths.
Yeah, so it has a
that's
childlike
romantic.
understanding of it.
Maybe we could convince it we're friendly.
I mean, we are.
You can do that. Yeah, that's
Actually, I'm
totally.
going to change into the clothes of the researcher. Take off.
Yeah,
the
let's
body
do
armor.
that. Let's.
Okay.
I feel
I'm
better.
just going to go put on
I feel better in a lab coat anyway.
some pants and a
Yeah,
shirt and
yeah.
a lab coat.
Yep.
Okay.
I am not.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm testing the theory.
You do that.
I don't know if the body armor didn't save those
Make
soldiers.
an awareness test. Anybody that wants to. And you get a +2. So this would be vision or intuition.
I think it's the same from the other one.
Oh, wait,
so
it's 2 dice.
I did not make it.
I make 1.
I make both. I make all three.
All the lab coats that you find,
Yeah.
a lot of the T-shirts, and there's a baseball cap hanging on hooks and whatever, right? They have big, prominent GEO logos on them. Just like your prison jumpsuit, just like your uniform.
Okay.
But the guys who are on the
Golden green. I don't have a picture of it. It's like an oval with
Yeah.
it doesn't really look like letters. It's the G and the E and the O are kind of extensions of each other, so it just looks like an oval with lines in the middle.
But the Black Ops guys were unlabeled. So.
I mean, who knows what its state of mind is now? It might.
Like I said,
also we did kill one prisoner. Well, we presume that was it may have killed one prisoner.
I don't want to gamble too much on this. I just want to get to that tower.
Yeah. Let's go to the tower now. I just feel the body armor's not going to save me, but this might.
Okay,
I'm willing to try it too.
Well, we could do an A/B test. Well, one of us wears it, one of us doesn't.
Or we could just not play around with this and make the call.
Okay, let's go.
So yeah,
Here we go.
No.
Not dying.
get going.
Yeah.
So you're not going in the room?
I'm not going into that room. It sounds
Actually, no. I need to see what's in there. I do open the door and look around the corner.
Okay. There is you ever seen the heavy duty webbing cargo nets?
Yeah.
Like the military uses to hold like tanks down in airplanes. Mm-hmm. So someone has slung one from bolts in this wall up to the wall up here. So it looks kind of like a giant webbing hammock. Mm-hmm. Kind of like the things they do at the zoo for the gibbons to like swing around in. If you noticed that, right? Peppered along this whole wall are finger paintings. Like, it looks like a giant refrigerator door, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's just, like, picture pasted on top of picture with big, clumsy, brightly colored flowers, and that's probably somebody, like, in a lab coat, and that's probably... I don't know what that is supposed to be, but it's big. And there's, like, crude painted GEO logos, and they're all plastered on the wall. Many of them over a giant recruiting poster that says the GEO wants you, and shows a Silva hybrid in a classic, like, stylistic pose with the assault rifle and helmet and
Good to go.
right. The hybrids were one of the hybrid species that were created as super soldiers by some corporations back on Earth. They rebelled, said, we don't want to be super soldiers. The GEO intervened and gave them a reservation here on Poseidon, and transported any of them that wanted to come here, and also recruited lots of them because they make damn good soldiers, if they want to be soldiers, into the GEO. So there aren't very many of them. There are cat versions, there's gorilla versions, and there's one they call the mongrel, which is sort of lots of things included. But they are a common PC choice, but they're a very tiny percentage of the actual presence on the Maru. She was a Sylvan hybrid.
Okay. Whoops.
But the Silva, they're big, they're bulky, they're pretty hairy. They're not fur covered, but they're pretty hairy. They've got strong jaw and prominent teeth, and they're very good at their job, what they were designed for. But this one clearly, this is old school propaganda poster that was from way back in the day that's been sort of reprinted and just tile printed and like stuck up on this giant, kind of rather clumsily up on the wall. There's a large rifle laying on the ground by your feet.
Okay.
It looks like what is commonly referred to as a gorilla gun.
Okay.
It's oversized with big grips and
So
trigger
it's
guard.
Silva side.
So it's for Silva side.
So someone with a build 0 could not use it.
You could. It just would be like lugging around an M60 or something, right? Like,
Okay.
I think I know a person with a build too.
But as you I don't know, do you pick it up? Do you look at it?
I look at it. I don't touch it.
Okay. Have you ever seen the dummy weapons, the rubber ones that are the right weight and size, but they don't have any moving parts? Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
Okay.
It's a practice weapon of some kind. It's got stickers on it.
I think I know what happened.
What do you think happened?
I think the corporation, Lavnos, was it?
Lavender Organics.
Lavender Organics, sorry. Lavender Organics was hired by Geo to build a new type of hybrid to beef up their ranks. And this was this indoctrination recruiting center basically ground zero for the next generation of Silva hybrid.
That's never a good idea.
Well, yeah, and that's the service you signed up for.
No, I'm a deputy marshal.
Yeah, well, that's Geo, though. It's all the same at the top. But let's get to the tower.
Wow, that totally isn't rocking on stereotypes there. Let's get to the tower. All right.
You're still...
So you're here looking at this stuff. You guys are back in here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I move back after I see that.
Okay, you turn around and bump into the wall.
Okay.
And then you realize it's not the wall.
Okay. I look up.
And standing over you
Yeah.
is an 8-foot tall humanoid creature. Do you know what the Jem'Hadar looked like from Deep Space Nine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine a Jem'Hadar, only large scale.
Yeah.
You see that the body is covered in hide, not maybe reminiscent of alligator hide, kind of, maybe a little more like somewhere between alligator hide and fish scales, but hard. It looks like it's durable and well armored in a natural sense.
Yeah.
Its neck muscles, like the Jem'Hadar, they come down like from the ears to the shoulders, and it's got sort of, therefore, a bit of a lizardy kind of appearance to it. A snout with large, ominous-looking teeth, huge hands that could just like palm your whole skull with long claws on them. There's a tail that kind of lashes silently behind it. And just as you like feel your bladder loosen, right, the incongruity strikes you, because right there at almost eye level, it's wearing a very dirty, muddy, like web harness. There is a stuffed GEO uniformed plushie of a silver hybrid, just stuffed in the strap. There is a large wooden spoon, like a really large, almost like a ladle, also stuffed in one of the little pouches on the thing. And then perched incongruously on top of his head is a GEO baseball cap, a lot like what you would have had on before the plane crash. But it clearly doesn't fit, and someone has sort of lovingly like split the back and stitched it. So, but it doesn't. It still doesn't quite fit on his head, right?
Yeah,
but it works.
But it's perched on top of his head.
I do.
Did they see it?
You can from their angle, they wouldn't be able to unless they're still watching the cameras.
Yeah.
And you see a shimmer run down its body, and it's almost as good as phototropic camouflage as the uniform that you're wearing.
Well, I switched, remember.
I thought you just put a lab coat over it.
Oh, no, I switched it.
Completely? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't want to be associated with the dead
All right.
soldiers.
Then the one you were wearing.
And
the one you are still wearing.
Yeah.
And the one you are still
No,
wearing.
I changed
You
with him.
switched to? Okay.
Yeah, because I said that sounds like a good idea.
I recall that.
Yeah, let's not be associated with the meat.
You are literally this far away from it. It snuck up behind you.
Yeah.
Dead silent.
Okay. I'm very slow. I say hello. Geo? Yes. We are here to help.
Have you ever seen a cat not sure whether it's going to flee? It's the same thing, right? It's tense. It's up on its toes. You can see the muscles shivering as it's like ready to and huge.
Yeah, no, I'm very, very slow. I'm just going to try and be very soothing. Would this be fast talk? Or
fast talk implies some level of comprehension.
Persuasion. I'm actually better at persuasion.
Yeah. Go ahead and make a persuasion test.
I only have 3 and I have 7 in that.
And actually, instead of adding your presence, I want you to add your intuition. Because you're going basically on instinct. You're not trying to
So my intuition's 3 and my persuasion's 7, so I can't fail?
Well, you're convincing essentially an alien creature of your good intentions. So we're going to say it's a -4.
Alright, so I need a 6.
You can do it, Ross.
Yeah. 2 successes.
Okay. I'm assuming from the way you moved, you put your hands up and kind of step out a little bit?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, friend.
Are you still wearing the satchel?
The food satchel.
The food satchel. I guess I probably would be. I wouldn't have thought of it.
Because you were pretty adamant about hanging on to it. So
Yeah. I would have had that, but I have the lab coat and the civilian clothing on. So,
And is it under or over the lab coat?
Probably under.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see it look down,
Yeah.
and it's pretty lizard-like eyes,
Yeah.
like nictitating membranes go,
Yeah.
and then you go.
Do you want food? Food? Very slowly. I get it.
And the ground is shaking, and like you've never been around an animal that big, been that close. You guys hear this weird like, coming from the room.
Like, you think I'm weird?
Are you watching the cameras, or are you?
I'll check.
Okay. You see this giant. You think at first the camera has zoomed in on him, but you realize, and you just see it kind of like.
Well, that's a thing.
Have you remember that scene when Gollum gets really happy and he goes, "Hey," and he spins that around? Like it kind of you pull the satchel open and he sees all the foil packages.
Yeah.
And he.
I grab several and rip them open and just
He seems.
offer them with pep balms out.
He seems strangely like.
Yeah.
When you went through the kitchen,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't ransacked,
Yeah.
and he kind of calms down. You see him sort of like.
Good. Very good. Here.
Is
I
this
hand it to
43's
him.
friends?
Yeah.
Is this the people he's talking about?
Wrapper and everything, just shoves it in. And you ever eaten like a Cliff Bar? It takes a while to chew through. That's what these things are like. Cliff Bar. You know?
Yeah, very
And he's just one after another, single mouthful, bites him a couple times, swallows it, plastic and
They
everything.
seem to be getting along.
He's pulling wrapper out of his mouth, and he's like on his fourth or fifth one before you've even realized how hungry he must be.
Oh my goodness. All right.
How much do you trust 43?
I rip
Well,
open one.
he's not being
and
killed,
hand
so I
it to
trust him
him.
now.
Okay. Gio, very good.
How open is the door still?
I'm assuming it's open.
It's like 43.
Hey, friends. Friends?
Okay,
Gio.
You see a face appear around the corner, 8 feet off the ground, and it looks like a Jem'Hadar face.
So did I see anything on the camera about the recruitment stuff, or
No.
okay? So I don't know this. All right.
You very Gio, friends.
I throw out a quick salute. Actually,
Okay,
I stand at attention, give a salute, see if it responds.
make a presence test.
I have leadership.
Make a leadership test.
So do I add presence to it, or I guess yeah. So
Yeah. Right here.
yeah, I got a success.
Okay, you see, and then you see the head disappear. He bends down and grabs the rifle.
Okay.
Comes around the corner and you see this huge creature with a giant assault rifle. Make a awareness test.
God. Oh God.
You're
Okay.
gonna
let's-
kill me first if you shoot him.
What are you saying? You're going to have to kill me first.
No, I mean, like, I'm the one next to the creature. He's the one who's gonna backhand. I'm a tiny, old, vicious monster.
There's 2 dice against a 5.
I made one.
Okay. You have this moment where like, oh God, and you go for your gun,
Hand off
and he goes,
And I thought
it's really sloppy attention, but he's trying.
I give him the
The at ease.
at ease, soldier.
It doesn't seem to register.
Slow thumbs up. And I thought 67 was creepy.
And then you see him just like toss the thing aside,
I start.
and he just kind of playfully knocks into you and just sends you sprawling onto your ass. Food bars go everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get up.
You okay there, 43?
And start going around the corner. Hey, we made a friend.
You see another head like, and he's leaning around behind you.
Yeah. He loves Geo. He was imprinted on them. I'm yelling. And he loves those food bars.
Well, that's lovely.
Which you know tastes like ass.
That has got to be a severe genetic modification to enjoy those.
He pulls another wrapper out of his coughs up like a ball of them.
Did you try unwrapping one for him?
I did. I unwrapped. He grabbed the whole thing.
Well, it's best not to dissuade him of his.
I mean, I think it might be roughage for him.
I'm gonna go to the.
Let's slowly walk to the antenna and see what he does.
As he moves around, you feel spots of drops of water and stuff, and you realize he's soaking. Right?
Yeah.
What little clothing he has? He's got these sort of like Hulk shorts. Right?
Yeah.
Big BDU pants.
Very,
that have been,
very stretchy.
Well, they've just been cut into shorts and filthy, just grimy, more mud than.
Like he's been running around in the jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, without having to change his clothes for a while.
Twink.
All right.
But he's just soaking wet.
Okay.
Did you see anything in that data about what he's supposed to be eating?
He does a lot of moving, almost as a quadruped. He'll do whatever and then get down and kind of make a few movements across the space on all fours and then be back up. Seems kind of almost, his joints are almost designed for that.
Yeah. I mean, he's
very fluid, very fast.
really good for jungle combat, as we saw. And beach combat, because they were ambushed on the beach. We go up. I start walking slowly towards the exit. We outside. We go outside.
He comes up to the door.
Yeah.
He could get through the door.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he does.
he just stands on this side.
Okay.
Okay.
Junior, good.
Okay, so if we get him to follow us the communications thing, in case there's something else out there trying to kill us,
Twink, can you go get the rest of those energy bars?
Yeah. Let's gather all those up.
Yeah.
what happened to the previous juniors, the first 12?
I saw cancer and stuff like that.
Termination.
Yeah,
mostly.
tumors.
Okay, they were killed. They died.
Yeah, I think.
As far as we know,
this is the first stable.
This isn't like an island full of misfit creatures waiting to kill us.
They love Geo.
What mad god would do that?
Also, look, that entire pin was just for him. He has a recruitment poster and a big hammock there.
So they were trying to make him into a soldier.
Yeah. So let's go outside, and so he won't freak out, and then we'll just walk up the mountain and the hill, and we'll see. And just as long as we're calm and we wear these big nice logos, he should be cool. We're cool. Everything's cool.
Okay. I guess that also means you probably want to contact GEO forces, because if anybody else shows up, you know what's going to happen.
Geo forces might do that too. Maybe my friends. He could find.
They're
he could
not
get
gonna-
a job. He could.
I don't think you want to take
Thinking,
this.
oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to take this kind of civilization. He's not.
That's
Is he
civilization.
even toilet trained?
We can build them a pin. We can build them a nice place, and then we just send them to islands.
A geo paradise.
Yeah.
You want to adopt a killer super being that. No.
Talent like this is hard. Let's go. Okay, so I just sort of rush out to here.
As you leave, you hear,
Yeah.
and then like a scrambling sound.
Yeah. All right. I go outside. He's like, Junior?
Okay, by the time you get outside,
Yeah.
and open the door back up,
Yeah.
there is a kind of a heart-wrenching scene.
Yeah.
The frame of the door frames him crouched near the row of bodies, down on kind of like not quite all fours.
Yeah.
And you see him poking at something.
I go over to that.
Okay, he is putting a plastic toy, a little hopper,
Right.
on like picking up off the ground and putting it back on the chest of one of the bodies.
Oh.
And you see there's like a bunch of toys and finger paintings stuffed in pockets and in like cold dead
Okay,
hands.
whoever did this deserved to be slaughtered.
I think,
Some flowers picked and arrayed around. Some origami that's clearly he didn't make, but
yeah.
So no.
If there's a flower at the edge of the clearing,
Yeah.
I will actually pick one. Make sure Junior sees me. I'm going to try and eyeball who was in charge out of all these scientists. Who would have been the top person?
They're all old scientists looking.
They're riddled with bullets.
Who has the
There's blood
most?
stains everywhere. They've got already fast fungus beginning to grow on the bodies.
Who has the most
Bugs
tribute
flying
piled up?
around. The most
Who is
tribute piled up?
Junior? Who is Junior given the most tribute to?
There is an older woman who appears to have not just one or two toys and maybe a flower. She's got like flowers and toys and several pieces of the origami and an unwrapped food bar, or a unopened food bar. Only that her food bar is not the like emergency rations. This one looks like like a
Actual
Nutri-Grain bar or something more
I'm
delicious.
gonna try and make sure Junior understands that we're kind of on that side by I gesture a little bit with the flower, make sure he acknowledges it, and place it on her chest, and then back off respectfully.
He pats one of them.
Nod.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go begin our field trip to the mountain.
Okay. Mountain. Friends. We call. I point up to the hill. We go that way. Okay. So
He crouches down and he gets on all fours. He's about as tall as you are.
yeah.
You're kind of tall. He's a little shorter than you when he does that.
Yeah.
Definitely still taller than you.
Oh yeah, I'm a little guy. I'm made for tech.
So I'm just saying, my friends can take care of him. He could find himself. We could settle.
If the Geo got a hold of them, they're probably gonna just terminate him.
Yeah.
He bounds ahead to the edge of the forest and then bounds back.
I mean, we could leave him here, of course, but he'd be lonely.
Well,
But I'm just saying, in the private sector, he could find work and caretakers, and he'd be provided for.
Like, how about we
He
start
just have
walking?
to.
I mean, we're walking and talking
Yeah,
at the same time. This is a really huge ethical dilemma. Okay, guys.
I'm rationing them out, so it's like, yeah.
This is 11 kinds of not cool.
Welcome to Poseidon.
If we take him into society, and what if he goes nuts and starts like
Not
rampaging,
society.
killing? Look, stop.
He
Look.
stops and he does the thing that like predators or prey do.
Yeah.
His ears
Oh,
start doing this.
telescope. Yeah.
And then he just rips off into the forest. You see him leap up into a tree and actually just kind of leap from tree to tree trunk and disappears into the foliage.
Right. Well, he went. Something caught his attention.
Hand on
VTOL
gun.
just goes right over the island.
Was it jet black?
You don't see it. Too much vegetation.
On the upside, we're probably covered by a canopy, so.
Comes back did a quick pass and then circles back around.
Is there a way to identify it possibly by noise, by displacement, anything like that?
If you got a chance to see it, it's clearly a VTOL. You can tell by the way the fans are howling. And then you hear it's hovering down by the beach, maybe.
Where the crash one was.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, we need to get the antenna now.
Yeah, I know. Let's keep moving.
Hopefully, Junior can hold his own. Yeah.
It's like, hey,
Well,
you
there's-
son of a bitch.
I
Let's
mean,
just get there.
if it's the same corporation sent the first Black
Come
Ops
on,
Squad, it
double
might
time.
be better armed.
Let's get up there and make sweet love to that equipment so we can get out of here.
So
Again, record yourself sometime. Seriously.
I do. I love listening to myself. I don't know what you
all
guys
right,
are talking
we're
about.
running. We're ready.
Yeah,
we're
just-
ready.
Double time it. Get up there. Just kind of
Take a pause for him to.
Oh, everything. Yeah. Unless you want to have another banter there, Tom.
No, I'm rationing out my banter. I can't do this all the time.
Oh, no. That's fine.
You like movies about gladiators? Because I sure do. Technical gladiators, the best kind.
Oh, man.
Tell me something. So you haven't been here long?
It's not important right now. What's important is I think we're about to get shot.
Hey, she's like,
You're not built for this.
no. It's like, hey, I gotta ask you. You ever considered doing it with the dolphin?
Make an endurance test.
He's like, because I sure have.
I think you have blood oxygenation, improved blood ox. I think.
It's not
Is
listed
it-
on there, but I have
is it-
myoskeletal
So it's a
enhancement,
3 or 1 die.
multi-glands.
This is against your endurance stat.
So it's 0.
So you add that to 5.
Okay.
And roll 2 dice.
I mean, I'm literally built like a tank.
You are falling behind. Your tool bag is dragging. You'll be lucky if you can keep walking up this hill, let alone running up this hill.
Oh, waiter.
How much does he weigh?
Yeah, you can make an endurance test too. I think you're going to be pretty well. Pretty
Do I
good.
need to make an endurance
Yep.
test?
I'm 73 kilos.
Under
You don't weigh very much.
fitness, right? That's under fitness, or
That's under endurance. Is
Oh, there we go.
drive
Okay.
attributes.
so?
So
okay,
against
so
5, add the bonus.
Okay.
So against 9, effectively for me. So
So my endurance is 2, so I need a 7.
oh yeah, both successes.
You're transhuman and you're heavily modified, and
Yeah.
so
I'm just a
you're
dude.
just like, why is this guy? Yeah, he's falling behind. There's no way he's going to run,
Okay.
let alone walk the rest
You
of
grab
the
his tool bag. I'll just throw him over his shoulder.
Okay.
Literally, just like he grabs the tool bag and I just go, "All right, Twink."
I mean, I don't have much food anymore.
Okay, the aircraft goes by overhead again.
Yeah. I try and hide.
Yeah, and you dive into the brush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do realize that they have many ways to scope people out through the trees.
Yeah.
And that if they are actually searching for people, you guys are going to stand out.
Okay, so we got to
Not
figure.
without getting under hard cover.
So basically, just effectively keep getting up against trees or whatever we can find.
Okay.
If there's any kind of overhanging
Or
rock
rocks.
kind of area, cliff areas, stick close to those.
Okay, the sun's going down, so it's twilight. The higher up the hillside you get, the more sun that's left. Right? It's one of those things where the top of the mountain has sun as it goes below the horizon.
Yeah.
So you're kind of chasing that Terminator, right?
Let's chase that dragon.
But it's going to only become easier as it gets dark for them to find you, because then they can start using IR. And
Yeah.
Right.
so you hear the aircraft land, or you hear the characteristic sounds of a dust off. Really, so
Beachside or
engines.
beachside or clearing inside the island?
At this point, you're not sure because you've been running through the forest for a while, but you think probably near the clearing.
Through the jungle.
So the fans spin down enough for it to settle, and then you hear them wind up again almost 15 seconds later, and it starts doing a holding pattern around the
Okay.
clearing.
They probably dropped some guys to go pursue or investigate. When you
Well-
do this fast.
They probably know about us, but they probably don't know about Junior.
I need you to make another strength test
Okay.
because you're carrying Twink.
Actually, I'm just gonna, as we're going like, hey, while you're here, go out with the dolphin. Trust me.
I don't know if you've ever been carried like that, but it's super uncomfortable if
I
someone's
told you,
trying to
I know,
run,
right.
like-
I failed.
Okay. Yeah, it's just too steep, and he's heavy enough that it's impractical for you to continue carrying him.
Twink, can you move on your own now? Again, have you rested up?
Like, yeah, it's been really restful being here.
Good, because skinny as you are fucking heavy. You may not realize this, but it's true.
Like,
Something's crashing through the brush towards you.
Wheel around, have gun ready.
Okay. Make an initiative test. So you roll against your reflexes, 2 dice against a 5 plus your reflex.
I
Barely made it. Made with 1.
Both of them made it.
Okay. Something's coming through the brush. Tell me what you're going to do as it closes with you.
I will fall back to cover, actually.
Okay.
So will I. I'm hiding.
All right.
Basically, I'm going to try to use like a tree trunk as effective cover to, 1, make damn sure I can make eye contact and know what it is.
Are you leveling your gun?
Gun is going to be up and ready to drop. Does that make sense? So
Okay.
I'm doing a defensive maneuver.
So you're not firing on sight.
No.
Okay.
I'm actually being like, whatever happens, fucking happens.
Yeah, you're like, I'm going for that tree, and you start walking towards.
Like, it's like I feel drunk, but I haven't had a drop.
Okay. Something crashes into your back and sprawls you forward, and something heavy lands next to you.
Like, ow.
Okay.
Like,
You guys see a fleeting glimpse of Junior as he blasts through the brush right near you and disappears sort of on the far side.
like, should I panic?
You track him with your pistol, and he's gone.
What the shit was that?
Like, should I get up or should I just stay?
There's a large canvas duffel bag laying on the ground next to you.
This isn't mine.
It's big. and heavy,
I'll check it. What's in? You're like, hey, there's a bag here.
full of guns.
It's like, it's
Lots of bloody spec op weapons.
like,
Comms helmets, submachine guns,
I'm actually
pistols,
I did at that point. I'm like
grenades,
actually just
stun grenades,
like
combat knives.
Mr. Policeman.
Yeah.
There's a giant bag of guns here.
I'm guessing they're all bloody and expensive.
Yeah, just covered in gore.
Ammo pouches.
I rush over to the guns.
Like, look, at this point,
It's a Gorbachev Christmas.
This is not the first time I've used a bloodstained gun.
I just so
You say that out loud. Please say that out loud. Please say
I
that.
do.
All right.
It's not the first time I've used a bloodstained gun.
Make an awareness test.
Oh, God. All right.
Using your hearing.
No. Actually, probably mistake.
He's preoccupied.
actually,
I just grabbed the biggest one that and load it. Check it.
This is really bad.
He gave us the guns because he saw the enemy and knows he can't kill them all by himself.
you're pretty good with guns, right?
So you pull out the equivalent, the future equivalent of a Barrett 50 cal sniper rifle. It's modular, so
Probably
it's,
a railgun,
it's still, he it wasn't being carried by one of the soldiers because it's still in its case.
Okay.
He pulled it off the
ship.
Jumpcraft.
Okay.
So you take a few moments lovingly assembling.
Yeah, just well practiced.
Yeah.
I go hunting occasionally.
Pull out a clip of
Right.
very large rounds.
Yes.
Would you like a gun? A bigger gun?
Grab some kind of assault rifle, a couple
Okay,
grenades,
because
and
I have a confession to make. I'm really good with hacking. I've never, outside of a video game, I've never fired a gun.
You know what they say: blood in, blood out.
Like, you really? So I'll take it. Is there a pistol?
Sure, there's
Like-
a bunch of pistols.
No. Take the submachine gun, just point it at the person you don't like, and empty the magazine into them.
You think I should?
Here,
take
I'll
this
load
one?
one for you. Here's the safety. Turn it off when you want to shoot someone.
Okay.
gonna
And
also
if you
say-
shoot at me, make sure you kill me, or I'll kill you.
It's like-
So
it's like-
the GEO Marshal Service is intentionally designed into this game as being the white hats. They are recruited. They are recruited as sort of the last bastion of sort of true justice in the frontier.
we're kind of Texas Rangers. Anyhow,
Well, the good kind,
yeah, I mean like the theatrical.
right? The theatrical kind. Because I'm a sucker for like the unsung
The old
anti-hero. Right?
Yeah.
And so they were built into the setting to be that. So imagine why you were recruited, why you joined, why you qualified, why you passed all the psych evals, why you did all the horrendously difficult training, and you're watching this play out in front of you.
I've been trying to be kind of straight laced with this guy because it says law and order.
No, you're doing a great job. But I'm trying to give you some impact here.
Like this is bad. This is really
the
bad.
mass murderer is explaining to the Gorchov executive that he's never actually fired a real gun, and the Gorchov executive is sort of gleefully instructing him as if it is, I don't know, how to use a new kitchen appliance.
Yeah, the veneer of civilization is worn off. It's like, oh, I have guns now. No,
Actually, is there anything like remotely operated weapons? That I can do.
There are you know what? There is a combat remote in the case.
Like, ooh.
And there's a constellation of surveillance / scouting remotes.
Actually, actually, let's get these up in the air. What do you
Yes,
say?
please.
Like just actually, let's go plug it in.
Well, you don't have anything to plug in with. There is a comm helmet in there, and if you can give me a hacking test with the tool bag you have, and these guys are willing to spend 10 minutes sitting here.
Well, he's like, can you guys give me 10 minutes?
We need to get to that tower now. There are people that want to kill us.
Yes, and maybe we can see them before they see us.
How far away did they land? Can we tell?
Well, you've been humping through the woods for 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we heard the dust off, right? Can we tell approximately how far away that was?
He already asked. You think it was in the clearing, and now the craft is making big circles around the area.
Okay.
Yeah. 10
It
minutes.
seems to be
for you
doing a full-on formal search grid now.
Okay.
10 minutes for you to put something visible in the air that puts out a signal that can be tracked back to us. No.
Okay. That's a good point.
I'll take him anyway, but
I mean, you can try
Take a
setting.
small plastic case with the
and
constellation.
I'll get a helmet on.
And the combat remote has like a There's a satchel that has the little control box in it, so you can watch on the screen and plug into your jack, whatever.
Okay,
so you swing that over your shoulder.
And I'll put one of the helmets with the stuff in it.
Okay.
So like when
It's too big. It's wire around your head, but that's okay.
it's fine. Everything's fine.
Use the chin strap here.
Oh, thank you. It's like so I just point this and bullets go in man.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, let's try and avoid that. Okay, if we can not.
Now you're heavily weighed down, relatively speaking, and you're trudge up the mountain, though momentarily more enthusiastic because you're heavily armed.
I've got some
and
tech
you have
now.
some toys. Suddenly becomes a slog again. Sweat's pouring down
Actually,
your face.
I'm actually like, give me one of those bars, man.
You're choking on bugs that you breathe in. You're all three of you are sweating profusely. Your camo is doing a great job of changing to in fact, he's only a few meters ahead of you guys, and half the time you can't see him because he's moving with the vegetation. But even you guys are starting to be punished.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So please make me another endurance test. And
I make one.
Yep.
okay, you keep going.
It's like this, this reminds me of. Actually, this reminds me of nothing I've ever done. Are you fucking kidding me?
You are aware that when you're actually wearing down like that, talking uses up a lot more oxygen than just breathing.
Like, yeah, just keeping me sane. So,
All right, so you start to break through the vegetation. The ground starts to get harder, more scrabble, and stuff isn't growing as thickly. And another couple hundred meters of scrabbling over the terrain, of hand over hand, gets you past the tree line onto bare stone with little clusters of vegetation in the cracks and that kind of thing.
Stop at the edge of that, but, like as if it's kind of a clearing, and then just catch your breath, get your shit together. Don't carry anything you won't need to get to that antenna tower, and get in there and send out an SOS of some sort, a generic SOS, not specific people, anybody right about now. Okay, and then we get the hell. And then we get the hell away from that tower and back into cover. Because no matter what you send out, they're going to hear it.
It takes you a little while to, like, you're looking around going, you expected an antenna sitting on top of the mountain. But there isn't one. It takes you a little while of kind of scrabbling around and getting up and looking around, and you guys are getting anxious, and he's like, and then you realize that a cluster of trees over to the side is actually mostly aerials. And that they're hidden amongst them because you don't want to satellite imagery or passing aircraft identifying the silhouette.
I just like, honeypot, here we go.
Okay.
All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Just charge up.
Scramble, run, scramble, run.
Fuck.
At some point, I actually push Twink further up so he gets in first.
Face plants and slides forward on the gravel. All your shit goes scattering on the ground, and your face is right up against the side of the aerial system.
Snag the toolkit, toss it on his lap, get to work.
It takes you about 15 seconds to see that the original aerial system has been professionally sabotaged. Mm-hmm. Its landline connection cut. And you can see a portable antenna, a little dish, satellite dish has been set up in the same kind of ground cover, and is got an independent power source, and is presumably your jammer.
I found a fucking jammer. It's right here.
Can you rig it to send out the SOS?
I'm still just like,
Wait,
fuck.
turn the jammer off, and you'll be able to. Maybe you can call.
How's this? Get it set up like your life depends on it, because it does.
Like, you want me to, like, well, actually, would it be easier to just stop the jamming and have him broadcast, or rig this to be our transmitter?
It would be easier to do the first,
Okay, so
but you wouldn't have any control over it.
okay, just shut it off. Shut it off. I'll call for help. Satellite will pick it up. Then we hide, and then we'll figure it. We'll figure out the rest. Okay?
And if you can just get an open line, I can give you a signal.
I need to call and check on my cat.
Yeah. Oh, my cat.
Actually, can I rig it to? Can I do both? Turn off the jamming
Add a
and
-4 to your electronics.
I'll do that.
And as far as you guys calling out, you know that even if you get away,
Yep, 2.
Okay.
you're escaped prisoners.
So
It's a big planet.
you get a signal from your diagnostics. Frequency clear. as all the lights go off on the little portable dish, and you take one of the wires and plug it in.
And just give him like a...
All right.
I send out an SOS immediately.
I send out a.
Well, I mean, you can get dispatch. You can actually talk to
You send out a rush. And
I pull up. I get dispatch going.
There's a few seconds of like call and response, clearance codes.
Yeah.
Your communication system talking to their communication system.
I get them to
satellite bouncing, rerouting.
I get an immediate GPS fix for them.
Marshal dispatch. What can I do for you, Marshal?
Transport down. We were on the way to Bow Strand. I've only got 2
We were waiting to hear from you.
What?
We were waiting to hear from you. Wonder what happened. You went off the grid.
Island has a jammer. There's a paramilitary organization out here somewhere, some kind of research facility. We come in hot, all right?
Let your gremlin send the deets. Give us your coordinates. We got you inbound.
Shoot it to them.
I try and send an SOS to them.
Also, if I can quietly do this, also, the 2 prisoners are... Give the numbers.
You don't speak. This is all going on
Okay, so
in your head.
I tell them exactly who the 2 prisoners are and that they might be attempting to contact somebody else, which is why they need to come in hot. That and the black site kind of people going around the island. Oh, and the monster.
All right, we're sending. We'll send a peacekeeper dropship ETA 47 minutes.
Faster's better.
47 minutes. Can you hold out?
I'll try.
All right. Yeah.
And-
at the same time he's doing that, I'm trying to contact the mob. It's like, I pay anything. I call in all favors. Come now. I have data spike worth a lot of money.
Oh, this is going to turn into like a Battle of 7 Army situation.
Yeah.
So let's see. You can't do this in your head because you're
Text. I have a tablet with the data.
Oh yeah. So you make another computer test for me. This one can be computer, and it's straight up to connect his tablet to the signal to the transmitter you just rigged up. Okay. So your tablet we can run it online.
Yeah.
Actually, once again,
Time. So
once again,
I'm assuming you're sending a message to a specific person.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dieter. Yeah.
Oh, this is good. You can imagine.
Yeah.
I guess he's only sending a text back.
Yeah.
But you can imagine you hearing his voice. It says, brother, it is good to hear from you. We were wondering if you would actually make it to island.
I'm on different island with secret lab. Long story. I have data worth a lot of money, and I need to get the fuck off.
And all that stuff you downloaded certainly has coordinates for the island.
Yeah.
So you upload those.
Yeah.
I need you to make a computer's test for me because you've got to pull that stuff from the files.
Okay.
And
can I do it?
Well, you're not in his head knowing what he's trying to do, right? You're standing over there, kind of like.
It's like
still working on the uplink.
It's like this thing's a bastard.
Yeah, I get one.
Okay, so you pull the information out of the files, you send it off to them, and they goes, "Oh, it is your luck. We have a transport in your region. ETA? I am not good at these things, but GPS tells me maybe 52 minutes."
Okay. Yeah. All right. I will do my best to not be dead.
This would probably be in your best interest. It will be good to see you again.
Yeah. Oh, yes. If I make it, first drinks are on me.
Okay, while we're doing it, by the way, you know I've already called in, right?
Like, I thought that was the plan. It was your plan. Do you know what you're doing?
I know what you're doing.
Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
You should probably get to cover.
You should probably get to cover. Yeah. Actually, now that I'm here, now that I have 10 minutes, and I'll go into cover, now, let's get these things up and running.
Okay, there's a lot of security codes built into it because they don't want just some random Joe using their high-tech surveillance or their combat drones.
Which I'll go, well, it's a good thing I'm not an average Joe.
Right, so you make one roll for the surveillance remotes, for the recon remotes, and one for the combat remote. Both of them individually are at a -5. Okay? So you can make your electronics test.
All right, so...
Or remote ops, because you have that. You could actually do that.
All right, so that +2, so that's 6. Yep, 1.
So did you subtract the 5 from that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I rolled.
Oh, yes. So which one? The combat remote or the
these are.
recon
Let's do
remote?
surveillance first.
Okay, so he's sitting there futzing around in the bushes, and suddenly, just like this, and 3 golf ball-sized objects go into the air. and they're on little internal fans and just start slowly orbiting your head.
It's like, all right, people, let's.
You've got this like harness over your shoulder with a little like screen and holographic imagery, and you got little joysticks and.
And it's like
You could jack into it if your computer was running, but it's not. So.
I'm actually doing this like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason the Twinkies will be the last snack to escape the apocalypse. Is I am up and running.
All right, you want to try for the combat remote?
Let's do the combat remote.
Okay.
Yes, 2.
Okay. So you pull this thing out. It's pretty substantial, fairly heavy. It's one of the reasons you're dragging ass up the side of the hill. You activate it. The wings pop out. It gets a wingspan like this. Fans light up. Thing goes in the air, and it deploys a little flechette launcher from its belly.
Mm-hmm. So like
and this ominous thing kind of spins past your face, and looking into the barrel of what amounts to a short-range, flesh-rending shotgun.
Before you start getting ideas and trying to get froggy,
it's like hey, I'm trying to find out who the hell these guys are. That's what the surveillance is for.
You know,
then we send Mr. Happy.
there's a fucking kill team coming for them and to pick us up.
Like, and we're gonna kill the kill team. That's what we do.
I mean, my kill team. There's marshals coming.
You guys remember the Super Troopers you played in the last game? Essentially, that's who's on the way.
Again,
Yeah.
I called in a heavy team.
In fact, it may be some of the same guys.
That's fine. Let's kill the first kill team, then we'll worry about the other one.
We don't have to. We lay low.
Well,
you turn yourselves in. Maybe you'll be seen as a lot slightly better, and they won't take turns just beating the shit out of you with bows, and everything will turn out better.
Like, well, how about let's find our friends and see if they're right on us yet. Can we do that?
You know how in the movies the helicopters just kind of appear out of nowhere when they come up behind a building or from over a hill or something?
yeah.
Well, you guys are arguing when the black hopper from
The one that was
the
circling.
one that dust off just appears behind the mountain with weapons aimed at your location, and you realize,
I just start running.
fuck, we've been sending unshielded radio communications.
Yeah.
No.
Everyone make a agility test as it opens up with its machine guns and just rakes the brush where you are.
2.
Okay.
I failed.
3 and a 1.
Okay. You two just run in random directions to get out of the way, dive behind cover.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I've got armor, but
You're wearing a light or heavy vest?
light vest on.
Okay, that's -2.
Oh yeah.
What's your toughness?
Toughness. I'm looking here. 1.
1, so that's -3. And I'm going to say that you're moving.
Yeah, I was just trying to run.
Yeah. Okay. So, all right. So they're gonna hit, no problem. Computer tracking is a little hard to miss. And we -3 from the damage rating, and I'm gonna say with the cover you're gonna get probably another -3 on that. So I'm gonna just call their damage rating 7.
All right.
Which means every die after under 7 is
A hit.
a hit.
A damage.
A damn, that's a hey, there you go. So you take a serious wound as the fully automatic fire, like anti-vehicle fully automatic fire, just cuts through the vegetation around you. Trees, like it's like the Predator when they do the minigun.
Yeah.
Trees just get cut in half as you dive for cover. You need to make a shock test, which is against will.
Okay.
And it's -2 for the level of this injury because there were 2 hits.
All right. So my will's 2, so that's just going to be shooting for 5s.
No.
Okay. You have multi-glands.
Yes.
If you make an awareness test first, I'll give you a +2 for that test as you pump yourself full of natural painkillers and adrenaline.
Okay. So
Make an awareness test because you gotta basically give yourself that command as you're getting shot at.
All right. No.
Okay, so you don't even think to activate the multi-glands, and you
Squawk and fall down.
Well, so did you make the will test?
The will test made.
Okay.
It was 2 and a 5. So
All right, so you are hit. You are bleeding badly. Your armor is shredded. One of your legs, you're probably without reconstruction, you're not going to walk right again.
Fun.
Everything you're going to be doing is at a -2, but you just survived being shot by anti-aircraft automatic fire. So I would call that a win.
Oh, yeah. No. Again, I'm going to try to essentially roll down the hill to somewhere a little more secure.
Okay, so you disappear into the undergrowth behind the...
I'm looking to survive.
Scrabbly rock. All of you, I'm assuming, have just scattered in random directions. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just go around the table. Where are you going?
Let's see. I'm in the woods. I don't know. I don't have any communication with the guys. I don't know what side of the island they're coming from. I don't know anything like that.
Well, you know they were behind you.
Okay.
And if they're on foot, they can't be going too much faster than you.
Okay.
I mean, they might be going twice as fast as you, and even then, it's still not that fast, right?
Yeah. Then I'll be going ahead, just as far as
Straight down the far side of the island?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to basically go full evasion as much as I can while crawling, essentially.
Okay. So I would imagine you're going to go around, stay in the vegetation, and go around the mountaintop to try and get as far away from the hunters coming up in the woods as you can. Okay.
And if possible, make it closer to the original crash site, which would be across the island.
Which is exactly behind you.
Okay, so in that case, never mind. I'm just going to get to safety. That's my main goal.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
I too am just like, forget, get hidden
Which way are you going?
that way,
Which is it back the way you came, or away from where you came, or
away from where I came.
Okay, so essentially, you guys are scrambling. You end up scrambling in the same direction, and I'm going to say that you guys are inside of each other unless you're trying to avoid each other.
No.
No.
And with your injury, you're going to fall behind.
Of course.
I don't even notice unless I'm focused on survival. So
Okay.
If he calls out for help, I'll look back, but otherwise, I just assume he's fine.
I'm going to keep quiet, actually.
Okay, but you're moving, right?
I'm moving.
Okay. You guys are
I actually do have a first aid kit. Remember?
scrambling through the undergrowth.
Yeah.
It feels like an hour,
Yeah.
but it's probably only 3 or 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Panic is setting in. You're already exhausted. You're banged up from diving around the Rocky Mountain top and forcing your way through thorny vegetation. When you hear sporadic gunfire start behind you, there's an explosion in the distance, like a grenade.
Actually, can I can I see what's going on?
Okay, so you're going to send them off while you're running. Okay, it's going to slow you down.
Okay.
Because you can't.
I understand.
Right.
So yeah, I'm
Do
gonna.
I see him do that?
You see him stop and start messing with the controllers.
I'll go over and check it out.
Okay.
All right.
I want you to make a remote ops.
Okay.
I want you to make a fitness test.
Okay. 2.
Okay, so these remotes above the trees, headed down over the top of the foliage, so it's like Map of the Earth, like it's the best video game ever, right?
Oh yeah.
Down through the branches. You go. There's this moment where you pan through the different visual options you have when you lock in on IR, and you start seeing like muzzle flash through the foliage, and you see hot bodies in the growing dark, and dive down between the trees, and you imagine a IR view of a nighttime firefight in the jungle. And between the flashes of the weapon muzzles, there is this not much cooler, but still
like
warm,
a cold-blooded
warm body that's leaping from target to target. There's shouts of pain,
and then
screams of
I guess like
surprise,
some warm bodies get cold.
growls and roars. Well, it takes a while for them to cool, but they're sort of punctuated with these growls and roars.
I like this. So proud.
Okay, so you hear like through the little speakers.
Actually, okay, but one of them I want to keep an eye out for the damn helicopter.
And it's a weird kind of stereo because it's coming out of here.
Yeah.
But you can really hear it, but it's delayed. It's coming out of here faster than it's coming up the hill because it's far away.
Well, yeah,
right?
so one I'm keeping keep an eye out for the vehicle.
The helicopter.
He's actually.
So what about your combat remote? Where's that? Is that just
it's standing by. I'm waiting for the helicopter.
so you slaved it to station keeping? So when you move, it moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many are there?
So these guys are standing next to each other. Did you make the fitness test?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're able to keep up with them. If you want to join them, you can. If you want to stay back and away from them, you can also do that.
What's the ETA on that extraction?
We're down to, what I said, it was just a few minutes, so we're down to like 40 minutes.
Okay, so I'm actually going to.
Do you have a little like timer in your?
Basically, they probably called so many times. It's just like, doot, doot. And man, I really don't trust these guys right now. They're armed to the teeth. They made a call out, and now they're starting to try and pick a fight with a Black Ops
You don't know
team.
they made the call out.
Oh,
You can assume.
I'm assuming they made a call out because creepy guys like I'm fiddling with things, and I knew they'd do it. I don't know when they're getting picked up, so that's why I'm keeping an eye on my crew's ETA, so I know when the gunfire is a little more safe for me.
Okay.
I'm not telling them my crew's ETA.
So wait, did you join us?
Actually, how's this? Safety in numbers?
Sure.
Listen. Whatever's going on.
I'm trying to count the number of Black Ops guys there are.
It's hard. You're looking at it upside down. There's just little holograph.
Okay.
Like, it's all about holograph stuff. You're like, oh, these kids in their video games.
All right. I'm a future grandpa.
Can I?
All right.
I mean, you can certainly make.
Actually-
Do you have remote ops? Make some remote ops.
I do have remote ops.
Then go ahead and make a remote ops.
Am I too busy controlling them to count?
Oh no, you know exactly what's going on.
No, so I know how many Black Ops guys there are.
It's hard to tell how many there are. Yeah, there was at least 12.
I got 2. I got a 1 and a 2.
It's like
Yeah, there were at least 12.
So looking like what do you
There
think?
were.
12. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
there were 12 distinct signals, but they move in and out behind tree
And
trunks.
some
It's
are
hard to
moving.
keep track of them. At one point, you were able to assess the data that the remote was providing,
Yeah.
and it confirmed 12 different figures. But now it's trying to keep tabs on them. It's giving them each a color designation and a number, and right.
Yeah.
A couple of them aren't moving now.
Yeah.
And then they're blinking yellow as if it's trying to assess whether they're dead. It's a full-on
Chaos.
tactical smart link, right? It knows what it's trying to do with its programming. It's a combat surveillance remote.
Yeah.
So it's feeding you all this data, and you're just interpreting it.
Okay. So 12.
Well,
How many bodies were there? Did I count on the beach from the first?
There were
one?
6.
There were 6, including the 2 pilots, or 6 plus the ground crew. And flight crew.
6 on the beach, and then pieces of whatever were.
Okay.
In
So like 2 or
Pilots
3
control,
non, yeah, but
Flight crew.
they wouldn't have been tough. So twice the force that Junior faced last time. Junior may not.
assuming that there's only pilots in the
Yeah. Assuming,
craft
there's
that
not.
was
Well,
looking for you.
It's
Okay.
like I'm waiting until we see that thing.
so Junior may be outmatched this time. Junior's doing well right now, but
Well,
they
do you
brought
want-
more guys.
Well, do you want me to help him out?
Yeah,
Is that it? Like there it is. Is
Well, no, it's still
The
you've
drone.
been hearing it doing this kind of thing. It's looking for you again. Right?
Yeah, we should move. We need to focus on our own survival.
We need to hide.
Yeah, Junior made his own choices.
actually, like, can I see? Like, do I know where it is?
Where what is?
I wanted to keep one looking out for the helicopter.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
It's like
Is that combat remote even a nuisance? Is it a credible threat to the helicopter?
Only if it flew into the ducted fan, and
Okay.
even then, those are kind of have armored grills over them, so it would be tough.
Okay.
It would actually have to sacrifice itself by flying into the engine, essentially.
well, I'll tell you what.
but there would be
Well, it's like, look, I can
25% chance of causing enough damage to.
look. I could use this
Okay.
thing to I use this thing to help him out and also shave off more of the numbers of those guys after us.
The sooner that team is taken out, the sooner they're going to send another team.
Well, that's
So
going to take them.
you know that if you really want to hide, especially now that it's dark, you've got to get under hard cover.
So, if there were any caves we saw on the way, great, or we can get back to the lab.
There's no on the way. You guys all said you were headed away
Yeah.
from the way you came, so
Okay.
you could go back, or you could just look for a cave now, or at least
Look
just
for
an
a cave
overhang.
now.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
find somewhere
Actually,
to hide.
I will navigation.
Navigation will help you find a cave because you don't know where you're going. Navigation is for getting places. It would help you find a certain place on the island
That's what I'm
that you're aware of, but not a cave.
We're not aware
You don't
of-
know.
Well, like, can I scout this to point? Like, there could be one here.
Well, we just go to another hill.
You
Do
can
we
make a
see one?
geology test, or you can send your
I
remote
have
out.
I have navigation.
Yeah, navigation's not really that's not used for. You
No,
can send your remote out, do remote ops, and it can search for you.
All right, I'll do that.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, so the combat remote, and now you're searching twice as well. So everyone wants to make an awareness test, and I'll give you a +2 to your awareness to find a cave.
Nope. Actually, I failed.
Even with the -2,
I
I got
succeed.
2 successes.
I got
Okay,
two.
it's not very deep. Might be called an overhang, but unless they are ground level, almost ground level, and facing right in, they're not going to be able to catch you on IR.
Okay, let's get into this and pull back the remotes. They're like beacons.
Except that they're half a mile away.
Okay, so in that case, never mind. Yeah, we just stay here.
Now you are carrying a transmitter. I mean, you are communicating with
Yeah.
them. Whether or not they can hack that signal, they can still detect that signal.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Can I
worried about.
encrypt
Is
it?
They can still detect it.
Okay.
they can triangulate it and track us down.
Yeah,
So-
it does burst. Like it doesn't transmit constantly, just for that purpose, right? Every time you change the orders you give, they're pretty autonomous. So you don't have to change the orders occasionally, but every time you do, that's a chance for them to triangulate.
The next day is like, all right, then let's get there.
Well, you can receive data though for free though, because it's just broadcasting encrypted data
So you
everywhere.
can keep watching,
I'll do that.
but every time from now on, every time you use it, we're going to roll a die to see if they can find you.
Okay.
So I said we lay low, we stay quiet. Whenever a pickup comes, let me make you guys a generous offer. All right, I can't make too many promises, but I can say, if you're willing to turn yourselves in, I'll speak up for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Marshall.
That's good. That's good. It shows faith. I like faith.
You realize as you sort of sat in the back of the cave and are discussing your futures, the gunfire has stopped both in the distance and from the little screen.
Like the
My ETA counter's still going off, and just okay.
Either Junior is dead or Junior has stopped fighting. Has chosen to stop fighting. Or he has killed all of them. I don't think that is the case, though.
Well, like I'll see. Are any other those shapes moving? Or are they all like stationary, glowing? things?
There are shapes moving through the undergrowth, and they seem to cluster up. And a few minutes later, you hear, and then probably 30 seconds after that, the screen lights up as the hopper drops into a small opening in the forest, and they do a quick dust off.
Like, I think they're
Maybe half a dozen.
like, oh, they're like looks like they're down by half. So they might be bugging out.
Keep watching them, yeah. See what they do.
It goes up into the air,
Yeah.
and the remotes lose it in the night.
Okay. It's not...
They're not fast. They're not as fast as it is. They can't keep up with them.
But it's leaving the island?
No, it just went up into the air.
Okay.
And it's dark, right?
Okay.
So the remotes are like, hey, whoa, and it's just gone. But you can hear it still with your,
They're
with your
regrouping.
ears. Yeah.
They know they can't fight in the jungle. They're going to change tactics. That helicopter has weapons. It's probably tracking Junior now. They probably know how to track Junior, and so they'll gun it down with helicopter weapons.
If you want to be heroic, look down at my leg. I'm waiting for backup, because
Do you know first aid?
actually I do.
I know a little bit.
Here, I'll give you the first aid kit I took.
All right.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
So remember, Sean, you should be doing -2 on everything.
So I don't have a penalty. So let me.
And that would include first aid for yourself. So it's actually aggravated because someone doing first aid on you, they take a -2 penalty for the level of wound you've got.
Yeah.
If you do it to yourself, you're already at -2, so you take a -4 for doing self first aid.
Okay, if you want to give it a
Well,
shot.
my way's better, but I don't know how well this is going to go. So -2.
Oh, did that hurt, Marshall? I'm sorry.
You trust us.
So,
So it's -2.
so it's at 1.
Your first aid is at 1, and then you can add your intellect.
Okay, so it's 3.
And when you pop the kit open, it's got a gremlin, and it says, assess the nature of the emergency.
Like, yeah, let's assess this thing.
Well, it's asking for input so that it knows how to advise you.
Helicopter weapon.
Actually, like basically,
Large caliber.
actually, it's a large caliber ordnance wound to the leg.
Probably fractured something.
It asks a series of questions about what part of the leg is the bleeding.
Spurting. Or,
Yeah, is it arterial?
Is it a sucking wound?
Is the bone appear to be broken? You know, is the
Yeah.
joint still functional? All these things, and you basically triages down to some advice that gives you a +2 bonus.
Okay, so 5.
Okay,
2 successes.
there you go. He bandages you up, gives you some shots. The pain ebbs quickly, and you lose that -2 penalty.
All right.
Like, don't say I didn't do nothing for you.
Like I said, just remember my offer.
Oh, we'll remember. I remember.
Okay.
I have a very good memory.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you do. So, check the ETA.
We are down to about 36 minutes.
Wow. This has been an action-packed 11 minutes.
I don't tell them how long it's been. I don't tell them.
Oh, wait, we did the first aid, right?
Yeah.
So let's say we're down to 26 minutes.
Okay.
Your little friend seeing anything out there yet?
Like, nope. They're just flying around.
They're probably
doing their thing, dancing their
looking
little
for
dance.
us.
You can hear the...
They're looking. Oh, they're looking.
Be interesting. All right. So, say if my friends are on the way.
You hear rocks outside.
Oh shit.
What do you mean? That's Junior.
Yes, I know, but if he's coming back right towards us, and if they're tracking him,
How injured is he?
He stumbles and falls kind of near the entrance to the cave.
Yeah.
You hear him like...
I give him some water
Geo.
and some Geo. I give him a energy bar.
He half-heartedly
Yeah.
kind of chews on it. The water...
Here, well, first aid.
they're like, okay, let's see. Like, Grandma, like, okay, Grandma, you're gonna love this.
You will get no bonus from the gremlin. It basically tries to triage human injuries. When it's clear that it's not, you start talking. It runs through other options like, is this a spacer? Is this a costume? Is it a mongrel? Is it a hybrid?
Have you seen Old Yeller?
Is this cetacean? I am not equipped for. I am not programmed for cetacean injuries. Please consult Comcore, and it gives you essentially a website.
So essentially, I'm gonna need it at a 3.
If I assist him, does that give him a bonus?
Yeah, you can give him a bonus of +2.
All right.
But your penalty is going to be a -5 because this physiology and the stuff coming out of him doesn't really look like blood. I mean, it does look like blood. It's just not the right color or texture.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure. So it'd be.
And when you see him bleeding, you realize something. You had been assuming he was built on probably a human genome,
Yeah.
and given the nature of the blood,
Yeah.
you've seen this before. Well, you guys have seen this before. You might not have.
No, I'm not.
He's in some sort of amalgam of indigenous life form.
Oh, so he's part alien.
Well, no,
Yeah.
you're the aliens.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
He's indigenous.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
Like whatever genome they used to create him.
Yeah.
And it seems like he's a genie from the paperwork you had, so he was like a redesign from the ground up. But the base code was not only human.
So look, like I said, so I'd be at a 3 then.
Yeah.
With everything, with all the
With a -5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It
-5
was
plus
a
2,
six.
so it's a -3. I'm giving you a +2. You have a
Yeah.
-5, so it's a -3 altogether.
What's your first aid skill?
3.
3. So you're at -2, +2, so you're
Yeah.
at 0, plus your intellect.
2.
2, so you're at a 2.
I'll give it a shot.
Okay?
Nope. No.
Yeah. You're poking at him, you're wrapping bandages around. You're doing first aid. It just doesn't seem to be slowing the bleeding. You can't tell what his heart is. You're not even sure where his heart is. You know that some mongrel hybrid designs have organ composites. So, like, they have multiple pumping systems for their blood, and all of their organs are just mixed into the tissue. So they just have like pancreas everywhere and liver everywhere. So you take multiple gunshot wounds and still keep going, right? Like, you don't know if they've done that to him.
Like I think
The skin is so tough that you're having trouble like stapling the wound shut.
I was gonna.
The glue is not sticking to his flesh.
I'm doing the best I can here, but this. Look at it.
Blood's coming out of his mouth.
Gio, you did well. You're going to. You'll see the doctor. You'll go. Give him a salute.
That's also we all salute.
Yeah.
Here. There's a dust off within 100 meters.
Shit. It's been a good life, Marshall.
He sits up and tries to crawl out of the cave.
No.
He collapses.
Yeah.
He's dragging himself.
No.
It's pathetic. It's like he can't get his leg under him.
I try to keep him.
Okay, you're trying to hold him down. Even still, he's still way
It's like
stronger
okay, it's
than
like
you are.
look,
Yeah.
like. Do you want me to wait? Do you want me to try to wait?
You got him by the shoulders. You're like holding back on his
You
head.
stay with him. And
Is that like let me cut them to pieces?
yes. No, I will go out
And Marshall, you can join me. I feel like killing some people now. I like a little. Maybe I kill some people. I'm angry now.
Actually, and I'm going to get like. I think it's I think it's time Mr. Happy smiles.
Yeah, I'm gonna sneak out, and
You guys are getting ready to go, and it's that cutscene. You start walking out in slow motion, and this remote just goes. Bat, it looks like the bat plane.
Yeah.
Wings come up, and it just goes over your head and zips out into the night.
It's like you're going to do what you were designed for today. You're going to make meat.
Okay.
I give Twink the data spikes and tablet in case I don't make it.
Okay.
I'm keeping an eye on these guys.
Are you guys going to set an ambush, or are you just going to charge in frontal assault?
I'm gonna set an ambush.
Defensive.
So look at your skills. Decide what you want to use to hide to set up your ambush. There is a hide skill.
Yeah, I have that.
You could use shadow if you prefer. Maybe military. I think someone's got tactics.
I've got tactics.
Marshall, you
Let
got
me see. I'm looking
tactics?
low.
I have all the
I think
stealth
it's military
skills.
science.
Yeah, I got tactics.
It's kinda, what would that be under? Leadership?
Yeah.
Under command. Sorry.
I have strategy and tactics.
So you could use that.
Here.
I have hiding before, so yeah.
Okay, so you can use that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make your tests.
Oh shit! I make it.
You don't have to because you're staying in the cave.
Oh, that's right. I'm trying to maybe help them out if it's like on
You're busy.
What stat am I adding to if I'm using tactics?
It depends on what your tactics are based on. Is it because you're
I'm setting up an ambush.
belly crawling through the rocks? That would be agility. If you're trying to figure out the best angle of attack, that would be intellect.
So either way, I at least got one success. Basically, yeah, I'm going to be laying in wait, defensive position, ready to just drop lead or whatever our bullets are made out of, and probably a couple of explosives.
Yeah, dexterity. I'm just sneaking up, taking up the ambush with that giant ass sniper rifle I have.
Okay. Yeah. You hear as two recon remotes go zipping past you, and you realize that they probably tracked Junior here.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And so they know you're up here. They don't know exactly where you are. So to replicate that or to represent that, I'm going to have everyone make initiative tests, but you guys get a +2.
Okay.
Right?
What's initiative then?
Initiative is against your reflexes, and it's just a stat test. So 5 plus your reflexes, 2 dice.
Got it.
Yep.
2 successes.
It's 2 as well.
Okay. They. What's your action value? Remember how much you make it by for your best success. So if your target was 5 and you rolled a 2, that means your action value is a 3.
Is it just the highest one out of the two?
The lowest one.
The lowest one. So yeah, so that's
Correct.
the greatest margin of success.
Yes.
My margin of success is 7.
7. Okay.
I rolled a 2 and I need a 9.
Yeah.
All right.
1.
2.
2. Okay. So if you have a 3, or if you have a 3, you get 1 action. If you have a 6, up to a 6, you have 1 action. If you have up to a 9, you get 3 actions.
Okay.
Right? So you didn't make 9.
Yeah, I got
but you did make 6.
Yeah.
So you got 2 actions.
Okay.
And we just start counting down.
Okay.
So you're the highest.
Okay.
So you see several of them doing move and cover from terrain.
Okay.
The VTOL takes off and is sort of providing air support again.
Okay.
Probably looking for you and reporting back to them.
Okay.
They're all on essentially TACnet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as soon as you start firing, there's going to be a good chance they're going to know where you're shooting from.
Sure.
Okay?
I'm gonna aim.
So you've got ample targets.
Yeah.
Okay?
I'm gonna spend my first action to aim.
Okay, they are medium range, which
okay.
is going to be +2.
Okay.
They're not moving fast enough to be a problem. It is dark, so that's another +2 because you don't have any special gear.
You mean -2? Or
Well, yeah, essentially.
Yeah. So aiming would negate some of that, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to aim, and aiming for the one with the most dangerous weapon. I mean, what are they all? Are they all armed?
With the optics on the weapon, I'll give you a +4
Okay.
for the time you spend aiming. But essentially, you're spending an action doing it.
Yeah.
So but because you've got the first action, it doesn't ultimately matter.
Yeah.
But going forward, you're going to have to spend an action if you want to get that aiming bonus.
Yeah. Well, no one's fired yet, so
Right.
I'll wait until I
Exactly.
have a perfect shot.
Okay, so you have a +4 against the -4, so that negates that. And now it's just a matter of you waiting for your opportunity. If you want to wait, they can get closer and you'll get a bonus.
Well, once I aim, and I've got the biggest aim bonus I can get.
Well, you wait till they get to short range.
Oh, okay.
That's another +2.
Well, that will
And
be
you're going to be using Dex and your stat. So if you
Dex.
or your Dex and your skill.
Dex and
So this is long arms.
so 5.
Are you using the sniper rifle?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sorry. You got a +6 with the scope on the
Okay.
on this thing. So yeah. So you're already at a +2.
Okay. So I basically
In
can't.
fact, they're going to get almost too close soon.
Okay, so yeah, I'll just do one action to aim and then shoot one.
Okay. You have the option of firing multiple rounds.
Okay.
It is a sniper rifle, so it's not burst fire, but
Yeah.
you can it's
Semi-auto.
semi-automatic.
Okay.
Fire
Yeah, I'll do that.
3 shots with this one.
How many shots?
Up to 3.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
3 shots.
Yeah. So you're rolling at a +2.
Okay. So my dex is 1, my long arms is 4, so that's
That's 5.
5.
And then your attribute score, your aptitude for that class of skills.
2.
Okay, so 2 dice against a 5.
2 dice against a 5. Okay. I got a 5.
Okay, so that's the first round.
Yeah.
The second round's going to be at a -2 because of the recoil.
Okay. All right. Might as well. 1 hit. Yeah,
Okay.
success.
And then the third round is
Yeah.
going to be at a -4 because it's cumulative.
Okay.
-2s.
All right, so I need a 1. I mean, slightly better than 10%. No, I got a 2 though. But
Okay, so you hit him with 2 rounds.
yeah.
Roll damage, so that's 3 dice.
Okay.
With this sniper rifle, you're shooting at a 12. His full armor is going to bring that down to a 9.
Okay.
Right? So out of 10, you've got a good chance of doing a shit ton of damage.
Okay, so I just need 9s. Just
Yep.
Okay. 1 hit. 1 damage. I rolled 2 10s.
So 2 10s?
Yeah, but
Okay.
that's 1 success though. So yeah.
That's not for the hit. That's the amount of
they-
damage you already hit him.
Okay.
So you wing him
Yeah.
with the first round.
Okay.
Second round that hits him. Jesus.
Well, 2 hits.
Oh, I thought there was a 10.
No,
okay.
yeah, it does 0 0 10.
Okay. Yeah, so the first one, he is a light wound.
Yeah.
Second one is a serious wound. He has to make a stun test. And he does. So you see the first one hit, his shoulder goes, and then you hit him with the second one, knocks him back. And he goes down, but you can see that he goes down like to the ground, but sort of like this, rather than
Okay.
as if he was dead or
Okay.
unconscious. Okay. That was 7s,
Yeah.
6s, 5s, 4s.
I guess I go again.
Okay, but they'll go first because they're
Okay.
going on 4, and so they'll go before you.
Okay.
The one guy that you didn't shoot, I said you could see 2 of them. His tactical link tells him where the gunfire is coming from. His gun comes up and he returns fire, but he's not exactly sure where you are. Right?
Sure.
All he got was muzzle flash in the dark.
Yeah.
So he's going to be at a big penalty, but he's well trained and he's got lots of toys.
Ooh, toys.
Yeah.
Unless they're player character toys, then they're great.
So he hits, and you have a heavy vest on. Right?
No, I took that off. Remember, because I
Oh,
wanted to
yeah.
look like a scientist.
That's true. What's your toughness?
0.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you partial cover for the rocks you're hiding behind.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, you need to make a first. You need to make a trauma test.
Okay. What I roll?
He got three. He got a critical wound as well.
Yeah.
So you roll against your fitness.
Mm-hmm.
It's a stat, so it's 2 dice against 5 plus your fitness.
2 dice. Okay, so my fitness is 1, so I need 6s or less. That is an 8 and a 10. So
So
no.
a shit ton of 10s, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just flip those dice up.
So
Thank you, sharp edge die.
you hear this,
Yeah.
and it's that slow motion kind of like
Yeah.
you're looking around like what happened,
Yeah.
and you look down and there's a red
Yeah.
starting to grow on your chest, and everything kind of goes woozy, and down you go.
Yeah. What you say?
Essentially unconscious.
Yeah.
You may be a little bit kind of aware, mop, but you're badly hurt.
Yeah.
You are not. You're essentially out of the fight.
Okay. Good luck.
Whee!
Fours, threes,
I have 2.
Okay, so you go first.
2. Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's like remote shotgun fun.
Okay. So you would do remote ops. And what kind of tactics are you taking? Are you going to fly by, or are you just going to come up behind somebody and try and shotgun them?
Strafe.
Strafe? Okay. Mm-hmm. So it's going to reduce the amount of damage it can do, but I'm going to let you do it to multiple targets.
Okay. 3. Oh, wait, this is remote ops, sorry.
Yeah, remote ops. So your remote ops is 4.
Is it add intellect?
Not intellect, you're going to be doing dex, because you're basically...
In that case, I completely miss.
Okay, so you hear as the remote goes flying past, and you're not sure of the results of your attack.
Shit.
Okay.
I'm guessing I'm seeing enough muscle flash to have a good idea where a lot of them are going to be, and I've got the glasses on.
Yep.
So
you see them clear as day.
if there's a good cluster of them,
They're lit up like on IR.
I'm going to light them up even further with a grenade.
Okay.
Because I'm not happy with them. They practically tore my fucking leg off.
Make a throw test.
Yep. So I got 2 dice on that.
It's on athletics.
Yep, throwing 4 plus, what, dexterity? Or agility?
Dexterity.
Okay, so 7s. A 2 and a 7. So
Okay.
that's 2 successes.
It lands at their feet. You hear someone shout out loud, "Grenade!" And they begin to do this sort of thing. Roll damage.
Okay, that would be...
So 3 dice. Against a 12, I think. But they've got armor, so it's really going to end up being against an 8.
7, 2, and 5, so that's 3 successes.
Okay. Boom! There's a flash of light. The ground shakes. Bodies and parts go in different directions. And we're at top of a new round.
Yep. Mom.
So,
I bleed.
you bleed initiative.
So just a...
Same stat test.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I forgot. You need to make a will test,
Okay.
which is for shock.
Okay.
So you're not dying,
Okay.
but you may or may not be unconscious.
My will's 1, so does that...
1 plus 5,
Yeah, 6.
minus the 3 penalty for the critical wound.
Oh, so no.
So
I need a 3.
you go unconscious.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, then. What was the, sorry, the roll again was 2 dice for...
2 dice and add your... And you
And
need
reflex.
5 plus your reflex.
5 plus your reflex.
What's your reflex?
0.
So you need 5s.
Nope. I got
Well, it's your action value. So you can have a negative action value. So you missed it. Your lowest one was an 8. So you go on minus 3.
So I'm going last.
Yeah. Well, it takes a while to bring that remote back around.
I have a margin of 7.
Okay, then you are going to go before them.
Are they still clustered? There's still a number of them clustered up?
Well, they weren't clustered up, but they didn't expect grenades. They thought they were fighting
a monster.
some lab people. They already a monster too.
Yeah.
But they knew there were some other people up here because of the electronic signals that were going out, and they're assuming it was lab folks calling for help. They didn't expect a grenade to come out of the dark.
Nobody expects the grenade out of the dark.
I was holding an assault rifle, right? So, whoever the closest one is, pop up from behind a tree and just rock and roll, full auto.
Okay.
I'm a marshal, not a regular soldier. Okay.
It's fine.
So you do the whole cinematic.
Just pick the nearest target and unleash.
Give me a test.
All right.
Given the range, I'm going to say it's -2 for the range, but you've got the specs on, so you can see them clear as day.
So -2, so I still apply the -2, and I'm adding. I'm guessing dexterity again.
Dexterity.
So 7.
Long arms.
Long arms is 7. So that's 10 -2, 8. So all right, just gotta beat 8s. 2 successes.
Okay. Roll damage.
What was the margin I was looking for? 1, 1, and 2 at some.
1, 1, and 2. Yeah. Great. So
I'm pretty sure somebody's fucked.
Yeah, that guy goes down.
And he does the dance.
Backwards.
I'm going to have to reload next round, but
That's 6s, 5s. Let's check their awareness. Yep, he knows where you are.
yeah, you know.
And they're
Does
gonna...
he still have his light? I mean, you said his light vest was shredded. Does that mean it won't?
No, I mean, it was beat up. He's
It's still providing bonus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so they hit. And...
You're the one with the positive toughness modifier.
Oh, yeah.
Good thing.
Okay, you take 2 wounds. So it's, well, not 2 wounds. You take a serious wound.
I already had a serious, so...
You need to roll
That was the same damn
a
leg!
shock test at -2.
Okay,
So
shock.
it's a will.
Okay. See, so it's... I got a big 5s. I got one of them.
Okay. It hurts. I mean, you've just been shot again. It hurts badly, but your armor helps protect you. You don't know how much more of this you can take, but you're up and fighting. You bring in your remote. Mm-hmm. Let's see, that was 5s, 4s, 3s.
Wouldn't he be
I'm
at
negative
4?
3.
Oh, yeah, okay. I started off with 7, so do you...
Minus 3 is 4.
You would be 4. So
I'll
you
be
would
4.
go again.
I'll be right back.
Who's the dead man that just shot me? I shoot him with the pistol.
Okay.
Because if I used up all my ammo on the assault rifle, you know.
No, you haven't used up all your ammo.
Okay.
It's these weapons use binary propellant and ammunition blocks, so it actually shaves off rounds from a block of industrial plastic.
If I've got another burst in, then
You've got plenty
right.
of bursts.
I'm going to fill him
I
with...
think those submachine guns, it even says on the back, I think there's 100 rounds or something like that.
Okay, yeah, that was the heavy
The
pistol.
bursts are 3 rounds, and
Oh, it's a 3-round burst. Okay.
3-round bursts, and you can do up to 3 bursts with the submachine gun.
So, actually,
Actually, I think you can do 6 bursts with the submachine gun.
I'm just going to unleash literally everything.
So wait, he can make 6 attack rolls this time?
If he decides to go full auto, but every time he does, it's -2.
Oh, yeah.
For the recoil. Yeah.
Yeah. If I can shoot full auto again, I am going to do that, because...
Okay.
How many serious wounds can you take before you die?
It's not accumulation of wounds.
Okay.
Each time you have to make a test
And
against
it's
the
harder,
and you can die with a single
failed test.
serious. Well, not a serious wound, but the critical one you can just die outright.
Yeah.
So every time he risks a critical wound, he could die.
Okay.
And then the penalties accrue so that eventually every time. So minor wounds -1. Serious wounds -2.
I'm at a
Critical wounds
-2 then.
-3. So you're at a -2 plus the second one. Well, you actually got. You got first aid, so that eliminates the penalties. You're at a -2. Took another one, you'd be at a -4.
Gotcha.
Took a third one, you'd be at a -6. So you become incapacitated
Yeah.
Okay.
mechanically. But you could also just die outright if it was a critical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going
That
to...
was the trauma roll that you made and succeeded. Otherwise, you would have died.
Again, the next near person, the person who has a beat on me, just unleash hell. Because this is a desperate situation.
All right, fire at him.
Okay, so I'm at a penalty of 2 so far, so that's 8 or better, I think? Or do I have a further penalty beyond that?
Just a -2 for range.
So, yeah, 8 or better. 3 successes.
Okay, roll damage. You're rolling on 8. No, you're rolling on 5s.
Okay, 1 success.
Okay, you hit him,
Okay.
and he ducks for cover.
Well, yeah.
It's a minor wound, so he doesn't have to make a shock test.
Yeah.
Finally, you bring the remote around.
Let's try this again.
Okay.
How many are still up?
You can tell from the reconnaissance drones that are also still sort of on autopilot that there are at least 4 still mobile in the area. And you've got them located, and you've picked out 1 as a target.
I'll focus on 1.
Okay.
In a battle, I only fight 1.
2. Okay, so you hit. Your remote essentially comes up behind him, and he turns, and you blast him, and a hail of flechettes, and almost like a cone, comes shooting out.
Just like,
Let's see how much damage you do.
it's like, okay, so just
3 dice.
God damn it!
Man, you guys are rolling all kinds of tens.
He becomes a pincushion. All these flechettes just sticking out of his armor, and you can see he's like, and then he blows up as you see huge muzzle flash. As again, your remote is mirrored by this dropship that comes out of the sky and just lights up the mountaintop.
I pop my transponder. Fast.
Marshal, we're here for pickup.
Here's my
You got any
location.
other friendlies in your area?
Got one guy with the drone and one guy who's down. He's going to need immediate medical attention.
Tango 1, Tango 2, Tango 1 down, Tango 2 down.
We're going to be... yeah. How's this? Okay, I'm going to... If I can tag them, I tag them. And I'm going to drag prisoner number 43
We
back.
got nothing moving. Can you wave your arms? I want to make sure we don't take you down. Wave your arms. All right. And you got anybody with you?
We have an injured...
Tell them to put their hands up just so we know who we're dealing with.
Actually, I break out the manacles. Because I kept them. I chained the unconscious one. This is easier if you volunteer.
Well, you're not. He's in the cave.
Okay,
right? So you realize that this dropship has landed down. So it's kind of cute. Your remote's like... And the guy's like, what the heck? And then he gets riddled with anti-vehicle fire as this bigger version of your remote just kind of comes in behind like Mama Bird.
Vehicle fire hurts.
and you realize that the cavalry has arrived.
Alice, I'm dragging him back towards the cave and just let them know that that's where I'm going.
He better keep up his end, or I swear to God, I'll get my hands on the computer and I'll destroy his life.
Get a text message broadcast through the tablet that he usually off the tablet.
Yeah, I love the tablet.
The tablet goes, "Boop, incoming message. Boop, boop." You have to do Google Translate real fast because it's in Russian.
Yeah. Actually,
did
I have
you speak
languages. I have languages.
That is, English and then some other language, which I didn't designate for you. So.
Yeah, fuck it, Russian.
Yeah, they are the crime syndicate on the island, on the planet, so it makes sense. It says, we have landed on the beach. Here is our coordinates. We will be here for 45 minutes or until the locals chase us off.
I can't make. There's no way I can make it on my own.
Don't look at me. I'm unconscious. I'm bleeding out. I would go for it.
You're going to Boss Strand, or you can try. It's up to you.
If you come in willingly, I said I'd speak up for you.
He's a mass murderer.
You're never.
He knows he's a mass murderer.
You're never getting out of there.
I didn't say he'd get out. It just
I'm just trying to be realistic.
Yeah,
like if he's thinking, I get to like probation.
No. You just don't get beaten as much.
Maybe it wouldn't be Boss Strand, but
If my character
wasn't
wasn't riddled with gunfire, I would be doing it.
And currently chained up just
But also,
in case.
I couldn't run like that.
Well,
No.
that's the thing. Like maybe he.
It's
feels,
your call.
Yeah, it's your call.
I'll wait.
You're
Okay.
you're way too crazy.
The dropship comes down. They pour out. There's 6 super troopers.
Yeah.
Every time you see them, you're just like intimidated. They're so big.
Actually, I just throw my guns down because I don't need them.
They acknowledge you. I mean, they've scanned you. They know.
Salute. And
Yeah.
there's one more in the cave. There's a
They're not standing around. They're doing a professional clearing of all
Clear
of
sweep.
the bodies. The dropship was already taken back up in the air, and is headed off after the enemy
okay.
VTOL, and you can hear them both screaming around in the darkness.
Well, again, I've got one secured. I will start trying to get the other one.
All right, so you go over to him, cuff him up.
Yep.
They've secured those that are alive.
I'm unconscious. I'm gonna put it.
They've secured those that are alive, and zip tied those that are dead.
Yeah.
And they're securing a perimeter.
Oh yeah, maybe some of the enemy soldiers are still like wounded. Like
Yeah.
So there are several of them are.
Yeah.
So are you going to run for it, or are you going to
Oh, no.
give yourself up?
I'm a realist. I'll give myself up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So you come walking out. He's got this harness with the remote.
Like, hi fellas, like just. Oh yeah, you guys can actually. Yeah, you boys can go to sleep.
Because as soon as they hear that thing and see it, several of the super troopers are like,
It's like don't shoot her, please. I'm letting her land. Like, she did very well.
Marshall, I'm assuming he's with you. Just give us the word.
He's one of mine. He's going to
There's
Buzz.
like little laser dots all over your chest.
It's like, hiya, fellas.
Several laser dots on the remote.
I'm like, I am not obstructing justice.
Tell you what, 67.
You have 20 seconds to
I'm going to
comply.
chain him.
I was like, could you help get this? Like, I don't seem to be able to move.
Okay. The rest are presumed dead. You're probably going to have to search the island. You might get a search team out here in general. Oh, there's also that thing.
I was going to say, holy shit!
Like, please don't hurt it. Please don't hurt him.
Marshall, what the fuck is this?
They
dead by
were
now.
trying to make a new type of super soldier. He salutes and everything,
I
but
think it's alive. Holy shit!
Don't shoot him.
just acknowledge him.
You run
quietly.
over like,
Don't
no!
shoot him. No.
You dive on the body.
Yes, I do. like, this guy is awesome. You're a good soldier,
There's
Junior.
red dots on it, like right in the middle of his forehead.
He recognizes GEO authority, which is weird, but if you can restrain him safely,
Like, get him some freaking medical attention. Damn it.
it's up to you guys what your parameters are. I just know we found this creature here.
Like, oh God, no.
It's heavily modified. It bleeds weird. I don't know.
Like, would you? I just.
Camera starts to pan back.
They're like,
They're
would you?
standing around, and you see them slow motion. They're escorting troopers to a little area where they're corralling them all up, and there's guards on them. A couple of them kneel down around the body. The medic comes running over, and he's got his first aid kit out, and he's working on Junior. And then the camera pans back to darkness as there's and then you see missiles come from the dropship, and there's an off-camera explosion.
And then Painted Black starts.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on a beach nearby, Whittlesley's showing up.
Actually, probably.
They hear the missiles, and they're like,
He should probably go.
Yeah.
It's like he's probably dead.
Yeah.
And that's natural law.
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
That's
No,
awesome.
great.
That was really fun. That's cool. I assume you've run this more than a few times?
Yeah. This is an oldie but a goodie.
Yeah. What do you players usually wind up doing?
This was cool. This was much more extended. There's only one time out of probably 10 or 15 that I run it. At least 15. That they actually... There's only one other time they went up looking for the jammer.
Oh, really?
Wow.
What are they trying to do?
Well, usually what happens is when they're down in the clearing and the
Yeah.
bad guys show up, the second Spec Ops team shows up, then they get all defensive. They try and hide, they try and secure themselves, and the Junior comes with the weapons, and then suddenly they're emboldened.
Yeah.
And they feel like they can defend themselves.
Yeah.
But Junior's the equalizer. It makes it like actually a somewhat fair fight.
Yeah.
You just weren't that lucky.
Yeah, no, and my character was just over, like, Junior is good. He is my ticket
If
to
you had
another
the
life.
body armor on, it would have made a big difference.
But if I had the body armor on, Junior might not have recognized
Sure,
it.
no, that was a great tactic
Yeah,
because
yeah.
that's exactly what happens, right?
Yeah.
So this is not a job for the GEO.
Yeah.
There's very strict laws enforced by the GEO
Yeah.
about this sort of work.
Yeah.
But Lab and Organics, they're thinking far ahead. They're thinking, there's just some tensions rising on the colony. They're seeing military conflict on the horizon. They know that things like that change. If they have a ready-made, GEO-friendly asset and can, mass produce it, then they are seeing a profit center.
Yeah.
And so they are just conditioning them to be pro-GEO so that when they do their weapons demo, everyone is very impressed by how loyal and dedicated it is.
Yeah.
Who is the enemy of the corporation? Does it matter?
It's in corporate known as Gendiver.
Okay, yeah.
As I said, Junior, there goes a goddamn hero.
And you nailed it, right?
Yeah,
So they're doing this secret research. They've been doing it for a couple of years now. Gendiver finds out what LabOrg's up to. They send in a Spec Ops team. Things go bad. They kill the scientists. They're in the middle of ransacking the place when Junior gets a hold of them. And he's just a kid. He's like three. Mentally, he's like 3 or 4. In this super soldier body that's its growth has been accelerated, and it's been given all the hardwiring and programming that a soldier needs, but they're trying to mature it faster. He's only like 6 months old, even though so they've got a few years on the 6 months. But of course, they're a big happy family, and they're like they got their monster child. Yeah. And then he just loses it when his family is killed, and just goes nuts, and his instincts take over, and he just goes into kill mode. Yeah. And then he wipes them out. He's programmed to take their weapons, to prevent the enemy from fighting back. You take their weapons. It's part of his programming, and so he stashes them, and then you guys make friends with him. But one of the shticks is if you change, like if you're got your GEO prisoner's garb, and you've got your GEO uniform, he's going to be equally friendly because he doesn't know good guys versus bad guys, right? Yeah. And when I run this at conventions, I have these badges, big orange badges for the prisoners that have their name and a barcode on it. It's a GEO, and then a big marshal's badge that says GEO. I tried to bring them down, I couldn't find them. So
still.
So, it's about befriending him and then using that as an asset. And you can see there's a bunch of opportunities for the prisoners to turn on the...
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised I did not get one in the back of the head. So
and that happens a lot.
If I hadn't been knocked out in the first round of the fight, I probably would have either snuck away.
I would have done the same. I would like take me with you.
You should have just run. If
I was playing one of the other convicts, I totally would have.
Just so they wouldn't have shot you. They just would have tackled and tased your ass, and it would have been funny.
No, I don't think they would have. They were They were condition 1 at that time, Ross.
But it would have been set to yakety sax.
It's a one shot. Do the prisoners ever get away?
There have been prisoners who've gotten away. Okay. One of the prisoners is the native insurgent, so the essentially eco-terrorist who was born and raised. Yeah. So it's got gills. Knows the island, could have disappeared in the jungle, disappeared in the water. Yeah. That prisoner often gets away. And that's why I didn't make that one of the ones tonight, because I wanted to keep you guys together.
He just swam away. He didn't even die.
Right. He was probably one of the ones that, he just swam off when after the ship crashed.
Later.
But the point was, with only 3 people playing, I didn't want it. One of them just disappear. So,
is it just a happen chance, or that the craft?
In my head canon, it was just one of those movie plot styles circumstance where it just was a failure. The pilot was trying to find some place to land. Yeah, called up an island, crash land near the island. Yeah, see the way secret base on the island because it's a role-playing game.
Yeah. See, my whole thing with Dimitri was to try and win over the marshal.
I thought you did a fantastic job of being very cordial, but also being there was a hidden threat behind most of your words.
Your family. I don't have a family to threaten. Don't fucking try.
And I was just trying to he's a sociopath.
And you did a good job of that too.
Okay. I was playing the Steve Buscemi character in a Michael Bay movie, so
pretty much that's kind of what I was going for.
Yeah. So
this is the Steve Buscemi character from Con Air is what I was acting with that guy.
Yeah. So that's what. Yeah. No, this is great, and I think with 3 players it was perfect because we all got a good amount of screen time, and we got to personalize our characters.
Yeah. With a full table, I used to run it with 8 people for cons, and there would be 3. There would be the pilot, the marshal, and the native patrolman. Yeah, and then everyone else was prisoners.
Okay.
And then I've gotten to the point where I don't like running 8 people, so I downsized it to 6, and it would have been you and the native patrolwoman. Yeah, and then 4.
But the native patrol person is a good person to have. If you have the native prisoner, you have the native patrolman there. He's like, you can swim. I'll chase you.
Well, she's different. This particular one, she's not an actual native. Okay. She's native patrol. That's the GEO branch she works for, but she's one of the Sylvan hybrids.
Oh yeah, that's
so right. She's halfway between you and Junior. She's super strong, super durable, has a lot of endurance.
But if you had someone with gills on the law enforcement side, then the prisoner
there is one. Yeah. But I can. It's also every native knows they're not going to swim from this island and survive. Something will eat them before they get anywhere.
Okay, so that's.
But they could probably build a boat or steal a rubber survival raft and make it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Well, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Talk to you next time.